Welcome to the Pre-Pod. Hi, everybody. I am Stephen Brody Stevens. We are here today in Burbank, California, the secretive location of all things comedy. Today, you are listening to the Festival of Friendship, and we have two guests. That's what we have been doing. And we're going to have a third guest possibly drop in. We're going to keep it light. We're going to keep it polite. I don't know if you guys can hear the sound effects. This is a pre-pod right now. We are pre-podding. And pre-pods get recorded, am I correct? Yep. Hello? Hello? See you later, cricket.
Damn.
There's a ticking time bomb. Isn't that funny? Are you confused? How about a rubber ducky? Oh, this is one. Red Band always uses this. This is the Red Band Kill Tony. Doesn't he use a meow? Hey, a bird scooter has a bell. A bird scooter has a bell. Now he's in a car. He is now in a car. Hey, where you going? Come here. Come here. Aliens. Doesn't scare me. Backwards record. Oh my God. Something's happening with that. Forced entry. It doesn't sound forced. This is Eric's Ligny's theme song. Hi, I'm Eric. I'm producing shows. I'm at the dojo. I'm from Tampa. Are you looking at me weird? Eric, what are you doing? Eric, what are you doing? This guy's crazy.
It's a lie.
Door squeak. Hello? You were listening to a pre-pod. Today, we'll have a good time. I'll do a 5-minute monologue. We'll see how that goes. Oh, you're here?
Oh, yeah.
You're here early.
What time was I supposed to be here?
I thought you were going to scoot in later, but I mean, you could hang out.
No, I've already been produced.
You've been produced?
Yeah.
Okay. We have a guest who's going to swing by, apparently is here early. Eric, did you tell the guest to get here early?
No.
No? What did you tell him?
Get here at 2 o'clock and Chad at 2:30. Oh, you did? Yeah. I didn't get that text. No.
You didn't get the text.
Oh, wait, Brody, you said Chad's going to be here at 2:30. I didn't say it.
What time is it?
I just told Chad to text me when he gets here. I didn't.
You're not on mic.
It's 2:09.
I just told Chad to get here. I didn't text him what time because you told me 2:30 already.
Why didn't you just follow up on that? I mean, here's the deal, Eric. You're producing for other shows also, supposedly, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're being trained for? Or you're not training, but you got to communicate. Details matter. Reiteration matters. I would have said, Chad, why don't you get here at 2:30? Just to reiterate, because you specifically told me, have Chad text me.
But he's not really a surprise guest now, is he, if we're talking about him?
No, he's not.
Sorry to ruin that for you, Chad.
So you ruined it. And then you laugh.
Um,
I envisioned the podcast happening. I do a pre-pod. I do a 5-minute monologue, whatever I'm doing now. Then bring out our guest one by one. Get that going. And then have a visitor swing by at the end to add some extra energy. That's what I envisioned. Kind of like what we did last week, right?
exactly. It's a
So
good
why
vision.
is that not happening this week?
I mean, it was happening. It was happening, but then you stopped it to see why Chad was here early.
What do you mean I stopped it?
It was happening in the moment, and then you were like,
Chad was here.
yeah,
Chad's
Chad-
not supposed to be here yet. Chad is a drop-in, like Annie Letterman was last week. We did the podcast. We did about,
But Chad was so excited to be on the Festival of Friendship that he showed up early.
but that's not the idea.
I mean, isn't that great that the comedians
No,
are that excited?
it's not, Eric. You created this thing where you said, I liked, it was good when Annie came in at the end.
Yeah.
That's what I was basing this off, like not a third wheel, but a little last minute mix it up kind of thing. That's what I envisioned based off what happened last week, what you told me last week, and then when you said, why don't you have Chad text me?
Yeah.
So what happened?
I text Chad, make sure you text me when you get to All Things Comedy so that I know you're here. And he didn't have to text me because he came early. So, win-win.
No, it's not a win-win. Because I'm looking for energies. Eric, not everything is frickin' structure, by the book, 1 + 1 = 2. I'm an energy guy. Now, I'll play within the parameters of what's set up,
but
but
didn't you say-
ideally speaking, I'm an energy guy.
But you did say you wanted more structure, right?
I did say that.
Okay.
But this was not the structure I asked for.
I'll work on the foundation and we'll get the structure a little better. It's a
I think
buil-
you need to
it's a
work on
building.
communication.
Okay. I will work on
And
communication.
some of that stuff. And then I ask for cue cards.
Yeah.
I said, you want to do cue cards? You want to write out information? Okay, we'll play along with that. So the first guest, one of our guests, you write the name down. The second guest, or the first guest, whoever's coming out, has 3 names.
Yes.
Okay? 3
That's
names.
the first guest.
And I've messed the name up, and you could ask her plenty of times. I've messed the name up. So having these little flashcards, you abbreviated her name, her initials.
JMS.
Well, now you just gave it away. Now they know who the guest is.
She's coming on right now anyways. Your 5 minutes of monologue was with me.
Brody.
No, my
You want me to
5.
Go back.
Eric, what do you mean my 5 minutes of monologue is with you?
We're at 8 minutes now.
Why are you such a stickler for...
Structure?
It's not structure, but you have to be able to... You have to adapt.
I feel
Brody.
like this was adapting fun and well.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think so. Did I get to do a monologue? No. I spent the whole time...
Yelling at me.
I wasn't yelling at you. But I guarantee...
There were some good laughs in there though.
I understand there's laughs. Eric, I could get laughs pretty much at will.
And that's what we're going for.
No, I'm going for having a good time. Just because I'm getting laughs doesn't mean I'm having a good time.
Oh. Well, we want you to have a good time, so that's the key. It's the Festival of Friendship. You're the leader. I'm wrong. I'll fix it.
I feel like watching my parents fight all over again.
But I don't need to fight. I don't want to fight. I wanted to do a 5-minute monologue because I had some serious topics to cover. So,
Let's cover them together, Brody. What are your topics? You're doing great. Take a breath.
who are you?
Guess. You don't know my name.
JMS.
Jessica Michelle Singleton.
Jessica Michelle Singleton is one of our guests here today. We're pre-podding,
Are we pre-potting?
Pre-potting.
but now I think we've moved into regular pod. The pre-pod is now moved into regular podding. Would you say?
Hot.
Well, no, I would say the pod
Steamy
can't start
pod.
until you have all your guests in the studio.
Why not?
Well, because that's the podcast. It's the Festival of Friendship.
No, what are you're making up stuff, Eric. You're telling me a podcast can't start until you have all guests in?
I feel like the pre-pod was still going.
All right, you got to take a break. Take a break.
I don't know what's happening.
Eric is freaking throwing. Are you high now?
Yes.
You're high. You're high. You're smoking cigarettes, and you're fucking it up.
Hi, Brody.
Jessica Michelle Singleton. Yes, she is
Steven.
here.
Brody Stevens, I am here. How are you?
So you're telling me, Eric, you're going to do I have to do a pre-pod, not officially a podcast, not on the air or whatever. We're recording. The pre-pods get recorded. So this is, in my eyes, the podcast started. Started when I said, we're going to roll into it. See, I have instincts. I trust my instincts, and I'm allowing others. I'm saying, okay, you want to produce? You want to do it? I'll let you do it. I'll let your instincts go. And you know what? Half the time it's right, half the time it's wrong.
Hi, Brody.
Hi, Jessica Michelle Singleton. So, we'll start the podcast. It's everything. See, I'm an organic guy.
You're so organic.
I'm organic.
Is that an organic hat?
And I understand it's probably just acrylic. I am organic, and I do work within parameters.
Yes.
Like, I don't just show up at the Comedy Store and go up whenever I want. I don't just go up and when I would do audience warm-up and just show up on a show. I'm here, let's start. I know where to park. I know how to call in my avails. I know how to show up on time.
You're very capable
It's
and
called
structured.
It's called being structured and professional.
Very professional.
Within those parameters, I play around. I play around and I get loose.
Yeah, I've
So-
been loose since college.
I understand that sort of thing. But Eric is frickin' Mr. Structure. Doesn't factor in
The looseness.
a looseness. Maybe my Judaism scares him. I hate to say it.
I love your Judaism.
I don't know. I'm too loose.
Too loose. He's a loose goose.
I'm a loose cannon.
Jews on the loose.
Juice on the loose. And I'll tell you what. Are we on YouTube right now, Eric?
Yes.
We're on YouTube Live.
Oh, no. Don't leave comments on my outfit, YouTube commenters.
So we're on YouTube Live.
We're live?
And
We're live.
I haven't tweeted it out. Am I supposed to tweet it out?
I'm doing that for you.
On what? And you want me to retweet it on my Twitter?
Oh, man.
Paste it.
What do you mean you're doing it for me?
I'm going to do it right now. So I'm doing right now.
And then how is that going to, when do I come into play?
You can copy paste it off your Twitter and put it on your Twitter.
So copy paste off Twitter, not retweet.
No.
Can you retweet a text? So you're saying retweet a text, copy paste the tweet.
I don't know what's happening.
She doesn't know what's happening, Eric. This is what goes on. She doesn't know what's happening. Because I'm irritated, but I'll be fine.
Is that a coffee?
Yes,
Have you tried matcha tea?
I've heard about it.
It's great, man. I've been drinking it for like a week. It gives you the caffeine energy without the edge.
You think I have edge right now?
No, I'm saying, yeah, a little bit. You do have a little bit of edge. I'm worried about you, man.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you have some edge
I would.
if what you saw I was dealing with?
But, yeah, no, yes. I'm worried about your heart.
I just got checked up.
You did?
Yes.
You're healthy?
My EKG came back.
Positive, you have a heart.
Yes. My EKG came back positive. Good. I had a stress test. Came back good.
Good.
I had blood work. Cholesterol elevated, but
Elevated cholesterol.
yes. But I had been off my cholesterol medication for 5 or 6 months. I was trying to go natural.
Oh, I'm doing that now.
Natural?
Yeah, I went off my rheumatoid arthritis meds. I'm going cold.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know. They started making me feel bad, so I thought maybe I would just drink matcha tea and eat vegetables and see if I could change.
Physically feel bad or mentally?
Mostly physically, I think. I always feel bad mentally.
You do?
Not always. Not lately. Not with matcha tea. I feel like I'm plugging them. I'm like a crackhead for matcha.
I saw that you mentioned matcha tea
I mean,
on your tweets. How do you prepare it?
it's you can buy it from coffee shops, but I get you can buy powdered matcha and you heat up water, pour it over the matcha, it makes a paste, and then you mix in
Too
a
much
little more
effort.
water. That's why you just go to a coffee shop. They probably have matcha at Coffee Bean.
They do?
It's Coffee Bean and tea leaf. They better have it.
I have gift certificates for Coffee Bean.
I will take all of them.
They were. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I don't want to make it like I have like I'm giving out
I
gift
know, I
certificates.
know.
I'm just saying I have some.
I'm just saying. I like it because I get to energy. The coffee makes me so I can't finish the ideas. Like I have a million brilliant ideas and never finish them.
Right.
And I feel like you have so many brilliant ideas. I want more.
In the matcha tea, it gives you
Focused energy.
Is that what everyone says about it?
Yeah, no, there's naturally occurring scientists know about it. There's L-theanine. It's a nootropic in your brain that causes you to level out. It occurs naturally in
I
matcha.
take
How did I make this about matcha tea? I'm like,
We're not allowed to talk about stand-up. I know about L-theanine.
yeah, it's naturally occurring in matcha. So you get the caffeine plus the L-theanine. Ah, daddy.
And
Hey,
it's
Brody.
God damn it.
now let me ask you a question. We have another guest here. So that was Jessica Michelle Singleton. She is here today.
I have too many names.
No, you don't.
Just have 3.
You're right.
You have 3.
Okay.
I go by 3. Sometimes
You're-
I go by 2.
Do you
so-
go by
yeah.
Steven or Brody? What do you prefer? If you were having sex with someone, what would you want them
Steven.
to shout out?
Steven is more intimate.
Yeah? Okay.
Brody is my last name, but people like saying Brody. So I always when I began,
You're just Brody.
I
You're like
just-
a one name. You're like the Madonna of
I
comedy.
may be.
Stephen Brody Stevens. So
But I've mentioned before, and I probably mentioned on every podcast, that yes, I go by Brody Stevens, and that's what I started with essentially. And when my real name is Stephen James Brody, Stephen
It
Brody.
is?
Yeah, okay, yes,
Stevie Jimmy.
Stevie. But
Stevie James.
when people would learn that my first name wasn't Brody, it was Stephen, they were disappointed.
They were upset.
Yes,
Really?
yes, they didn't like it. They were disappointed.
Oh, because they just like the way Brody rolls off the tongue.
They liked that.
I
and
trusted
Brody's
you.
a strong
Exactly.
name, but it's a strong last
Brody
name as well as a strong
Stevens.
first name.
Right. But, so
Which makes it a good middle name.
My mom was going to name me Stephanie.
that's my sister's name.
Stephanie Nicole. She was going to call me Stevie Nicks.
Oh, that would be a good one.
It's trashy, but I like where her heart's at. I like all of your names.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
But I say that when I started doing Stephen Brody Stevens, I combined Stephen Brody with Brody Stevens. Brody
Yes.
protects little Stephen, is
Right.
what it is.
Aw.
Yeah.
So it's Stephen Brody Stevens. I'd rather have people be confused than disappointed. If you're going to take two emotions, I'd rather take confusion.
You take confusion
Over
and
I agree with
disappointment.
that. I
That
agree with
makes
that.
sense. I
Yeah.
think that's probably standard for a lot of comedians.
Yeah,
Anything but disappointment.
Yeah.
right. Disappointment's no fun.
No fun.
But we're not allowed to talk about I guess we're not allowed to talk about stand-up
Well,
today,
we weren't really
Eric?
technically talking about stand-up. We were talking about stage names.
That's
okay.
true. You could also be a lounge singer with that name.
Yeah.
Stephen Brody Stevens.
I mean,
That-
people like there's like a lot of fun with it.
SBS.
SBS.
Yeah.
You know, that's a SBS. I like saying
SBS.
that.
That's
That's
great.
good. You should get a
It's
logo.
good on a logo, like or a
Yeah.
marquee or something like that for
I
a
should-
production company.
You should have like a logoed
SBS.
merchandise, SBS.
I should do that. Go
Yeah.
on Teespring
Yeah.
Yeah.
right now. Make it.
Teespring.
I need some merch.
Me too.
Start it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man you're listening to, he's been on the Festival of Friendship before.
Yes. Hello.
We did that about a year and a half ago, maybe.
I believe so. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
It was
A
good.
good cathartic talk. I felt.
Yeah.
Cathartic.
Yeah.
Wow, I love friendship.
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially where this podcast may be going back to. I don't know. You know, like, is it zany here right now? Sure, it was zany. Sure, it was silly. We had some fireworks and
Quirky.
quirky.
Wild. unpredictable.
And some people like that. Some
Organized
don't.
chaos.
I don't know if it makes for good. I don't know if it makes good for podcasting. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I do know that I'm good on the one-on-ones,
You are.
and I wouldn't mind going back into that. And the idea today was actually to give me some freedom up front to have
Oops.
at least to have a monologue. Not your fault at all, but
Is Eric's.
Eric hijacked it.
Fucking Eric.
Essentially, let's be honest.
Didn't do the texts properly.
But that's okay. Whatever. I'm okay with it. If I can turn it into comedy, I'll turn it into comedy. But I have to
You can turn it into comedy. You can get laughs at will.
I can. You're right. But I also like to do zany, silly. Not to say that you don't or you
Goofy.
don't. Zany, goofy. Sometimes I got to be by myself and in my own head and doing stuff. Like I pick up energies.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, look at Mark Maron. He does an interview. It's probably just him and that other person in that garage.
Yeah, in a garage.
Right.
When you have other people in a room, it changes the energy.
Yeah.
And I signed
You
up
feel
for
the
this.
vibe.
It can get chaotic with a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I signed up for the chaos
you did.
for this version of the Festival of Friendship.
Let's do it.
We are.
We're doing it.
We're
I think
moving
we are
into
doing
it.
it.
I
We're
mean,
festivaling.
we're Festival
We're
of
festival.
Friendshipping, and we're going to
This
find
is a
out.
festival. I'd go to this festival.
I'd go to this festival.
You would?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We're taking submissions.
I'd get
Okay.
VIP tickets. to the
$25 fee, and I'll look at your VHS tape.
All right.
VHS tapes only.
I'll tell you what, I'm comfortable with you guys.
You
Comfortable
are?
with you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is from Minnesota. He's been on the Festival of Friendship before. He is a pianist. He is a comedian. He is did a show with them the other night at the
Yeah.
Improv, and then you see him also at the Comedy Store doing stuff. And he's educated. He's growing as a person.
Thank you.
He
And
is.
he was on the podcast, like I said, a year and a half or so ago.
Yeah. Got some good feedback from that.
You did?
When I was over in Edinburgh, yeah. You got some good fans over there, by the way.
You went to Edinburgh?
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were
Because of my
roommates.
We were
podcast?
roommates.
Yeah. That's why
I mean,
we
I
were-
didn't go because of the podcast, but people had heard me on your podcast.
Really?
Over there, yeah.
I only went because I heard he was going to be there and because he was on the podcast.
I want to hear about Edinburgh. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Jeff Baldinger.
Hello.
Hooray.
How are ya?
Yes, those are like
Yes.
two. Those are like baseball, dinger. That's do people talk about that, like baseball.
They have
dinger.
when I was a kid, and they would make fun of my last name, but it is just one L, so it's more like Bald Inger.
Baldinger.
Yeah.
How, is that
Like
the enunciation?
Balding. It's balding Like
Baldinger.
Like if you're
Like-
going
like the-
bald,
like
like
the-
somebody's balding.
Baldinger.
Yeah.
Like even more bald.
Yeah.
But I like dinger. That's like a home run.
Yeah. Exactly.
Baldinger.
Dinger.
Hit a
You got a
dinger off that
dinger.
ball.
In Australia, dinger means condom.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
it does?
Baldinger
Yeah.
sounds like a condom for your balls.
Yeah. Exactly.
Condom
Which really the condom is because of the balls.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I use a condom minimally.
Yeah, me too.
Condom.
Once in the late
Condominium.
90s.
You did?
Yeah. As a hat.
So you guys were in Edinburgh
Yeah.
this past year?
We
Yeah.
were.
We were roommates,
We were roommates.
flatmates.
Flatmates.
How'd you guys hook that up on Airbnb? It just happened to.
We
Happen?
I mean,
There was another person who coordinated it.
yeah.
Our other flatmate just said, "Here's a place."
and we lived there.
Edinburgh is in Scotland,
Yep.
Yeah, in the UK.
and
Edinburgh.
it goes for a month.
A
One
whole
month,
month.
August 2nd to the 28th.
Yeah,
Oh, it's coming
Last
up.
year it was August 2nd to the 26th. I
something
think.
like that. Yeah, yeah.
And it's shows every day, every night.
Every day, every night, every
Yep.
afternoon, from
nonstop.
9 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Yeah,
the
there's
shows are
shows.
going, and then the nightlife is till 5 a.m.
Yeah, the nightlife is out of control.
Yeah.
And what shows were you doing there?
I was doing my own hour show, and Jessica was doing her own.
I was doing
hour.
a one-woman show. Yeah, yeah.
And we were also doing a bunch of different types of showcase shows as well.
Yeah,
but we
you-
each had our own individual one-person show as
Yeah.
well.
So your show, Jessica, what was the title of your one?
It was called Codependent Arising.
That's what you're doing now.
Yeah, I just did it in the belly room. I'm going to do it again, I think in April. I don't have a date yet. It's not my stand-up.
Not your stand-up.
No, mine's a totally weird, immersive experience.
Very
about-
cool show, though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It was about a 10-day silent meditation I did.
You did that. I know you did that.
I did a Vipassana. It was really great, and so I made a whole show about it.
That's what the show is about.
Yeah, it's about being on one of those and like basically losing your mind.
10 days, no speaking.
No speaking. Can you imagine? No talking.
For 10 days.
You do it for 10 seconds? Your producer's behind you like, no. We can't be quiet.
We almost made it, but then you
I
chimed
can't
in.
do it anymore. I'm sorry.
So,
Uh,
I mean, Brody has been silent for over 10 seconds now.
wow, you're like a Buddha.
I could do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I could do 10 seconds of silence.
I feel like you are very structured in you're not structured, focused. Like if you have a
Klonopin.
goal, you're going to
Klonopin?
hit it.
I'm on
You're back on the colons?
I'm on a tiny sliver of Klonopin.
How does that make you feel?
Relaxes me, doesn't necessarily like inspire me to exercise or to walk.
Does it
or-
make you feel like too relaxed?
I wouldn't say too relaxed, but it can I'm taking very little.
Yeah.
Enough to where I just need something to take a little bit of the edge off until
Keeps you even.
You get into matcha tea. Sorry.
well, I've been on we've
Is
discussed
that an
this.
anxiety thing? Klonopin?
It's for anxiety.
Okay.
People use it for sleep. Some people use it for anxiety. I had been going natural. I was off
Yeah, you're
meds
like 6 months
for
in,
about
right?
6 months, but it started with I'd wanted to get off. I think when people are on medications like an antidepressant or a mood stabilizer or an anti-anxiety, let's say,
Yeah.
we'll throw those out there.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of comedians or performers or people in general, like you're always like wanting to get off it
Yeah.
eventually.
Absolutely.
Because of
Yeah.
the side effects, or you feel that
Potentially messing with the creativity.
Oh, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
a lot of worry. of
Mushing your
people-
yeah, I feel like my emotions are
taking
tied to my
medicine.
creativity, and so suppressing them for too long makes me like, am I losing edge on my?
yeah, that, I
Art.
mean that's a common,
But then you have to get to
concern.
the point where you're like, being healthy will help your creativity more so than being
spiraling.
spiraling out of control.
Yeah,
Yeah,
finding that perfect.
yeah, because I'd always struggled with wanting to get off and feel like, oh, I'll have a little more energy and I'll be a little maybe less sluggish,
Yeah.
possibly.
Right.
Then it was I was able to like taper down,
Yeah.
and I was taking natural stuff like L-theanine. I was taking I was exercising,
Yay.
but not like I should, not pushing it, but I was walking. But the bottom line is I was just a little too, and my stand-up was good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
My
your
stand-up,
stand-up's always good.
well, my stand-up I was connected with the crowd. I didn't
And the
have,
other night was great.
my other night was great
We
also.
did a
yeah.
little dance number together at the end.
I had
That was
fun there at the
I
Improv.
love that.
But I was just getting a little too sensitive, a little too
Emotional.
no, not emotional, but down on myself. I think depression.
depression.
I think I'm naturally, I can get down on myself.
Yeah.
Your lows were getting lower, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
When you were feeling,
You were like in the limbo.
when the energy was dwindling, that sunk you down.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think some of it was situational,
Yeah.
some of it family, some of it just life,
Yeah.
and it could get to you. But
Yeah,
then I was
absolutely.
saying like, okay, well, why is that happening now?
Yeah.
Possibly because
Surprise!
Now, why is Chad in right now?
I just pushed him in. I said he can go in. He can go. I'm going to be sitting right
I'm the surprise guest.
God damn it, Chad.
Chad, what are you doing here? I'm
And I
shocked.
bought you a
Chad, when-
gift, Brody.
When did
Oh
you
my
get
God.
here, Chad?
By the way, I also have a gift card to Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, if you want.
Can we all have a coffee?
So
bean?
now we've. I was on to a serious talk.
Is that great?
Eric, do you even listen to the show? Are you listening to where I'm like going with stuff?
I'm watching it live on.
I mean, back to depression.
I mean, we're talking about medications, is what we were talking about.
Are
Yeah.
you a pharmaceutical salesman, Chad?
No, not at all. I'm the surprise guest.
Hey, I am
Chad
surprised. How you
Zumach,
doing?
you
Yeah.
got it.
You got it.
Zumach.
High energy.
Is this like the Fry Festival?
I thought
Yeah,
it
we
was
flew out
fire.
to the
Was it Fry or
It's
Fire?
fire.
I thought it was
Fire, fire.
Yeah,
What are you, Grandpa?
Fire
Ah,
Festival.
You-
so uncool.
It's a Netflix thing, I believe.
Yeah, there's two documentary, right?
Are there two documentaries?
Hulu. There's one on Hulu too. I've watched none of them
I
because
haven't
I don't
seen
care.
any of them. Yeah, I heard it has something to do with Ja Rule, but other
I
than
watched
that,
both of them.
And how are they?
Interesting. interesting.
Funny?
Well, I mean, it's not funny, but it's just interesting how this guy scammed everybody and all these millennials.
Who scammed who? Was it Ja Rule or was it?
Ja Rule was an investor, and he was a guy like the celebrity endorser of this Fire Festival.
Fire Festival.
Fire Festival.
And basically, it was a train wreck. They stole a lot of money, and the guy's in prison for 6 years now. And
He'll
he's
be
just-
out in 3.
He'll be out.
Wow. Where's the money?
With good behavior, maybe.
So it's kind of it makes millennials look bad.
It does, because it shows you the social media influence on.
Looks dumb. We look dumb.
Yeah. Because they had, I think, one of the Jenners, who's the important one? Kylie
Yeah.
tweeted it out, and it became this huge thing. And then all
That's
these
so
millennials were spending $20,000 to come to this island.
Seems like there's a lot of backlash on millennials these days.
Yeah.
Like that they're the new hot target.
They've
a
always
thing to
been kind of a
blame.
target ever since the name for that generation has been created, the millennial.
Millennials.
You know,
But now they're actually people are having like workshops on like how to deal with millennials.
Right.
You have to like, okay, this is how you deal with millennials. Like
I feel like some of those workshops, though, it's just like the Fire Festival. It's just someone trying to fucking make money
make
off
a quick
of.
buck.
It's like comedy
the,
classes.
The attitude
Yeah.
of
I took a comedy class.
You know,
Help
Yeah,
me.
there's probably good ones and there's probably bad ones.
well, that's the
but
thing. You know, I never judge people who've taken comedy classes. I judge people who give comedy classes.
Yeah.
Because the people who take them are actually trying to do, improve themselves. Like maybe they just need a place to get on stage, and they need to, they don't know about open mics or anything like that, or they just need to be forced to do something.
That was me.
I'm very skeptical of people running comedy classes.
But
that
everybody
being
who
said,
runs them. That being said,
I
you
will
have a
start my comedy
right?
class next month. Ladies, no,
Why not?
I've helped out at a comedy class before. I mean, I was paid to help, but,
Yeah.
But they say those who can't teach
Right.
yeah, that's why I wasn't very good at it.
or those who can't coach.
'Cause I
I feel like
can't.
that's where I'm headed.
Those
What,
who can't
coaching?
coach.
Yeah,
What, coaching baseball or comedy or both?
maybe both.
Yeah. Comedy baseball league.
Well, I
Well,
think
sometimes if you can't do it, but you understand the mechanics, you can,
But you can do
explain
comedy.
easily.
well, I can do comedy. Yeah, I guess but doing comedy that's like the easy part. It's booking the gigs, promoting the gigs,
Oh.
Yeah.
returning the emails, finding
The
a parking
business side
spot.
of the show.
The business side. We're supposed to take the conversation away from stand up.
Yeah, we can't talk about stand.
Brody.
Go ahead,
That's right.
Chad.
That's right.
I just want to apologize for bringing up the Fire Festival coming in here. I feel like it derailed the whole conversation, and I feel like you were like opening up, and I came in here with all this energy, and I thought I was going to be like the surprise guest, and I thought bringing up the Fire Festival because it was a play on words off the Festival of Friendship. I thought it'd be funny.
It was funny. I'm not saying it
It was
wasn't
fun.
funny.
It was a fun.
Do you guys know each
It
other?
was a fun entrance. We
Chad,
met.
do you
We know each other.
Do
Yeah.
you know Jeff?
I have. This is our first meeting, I believe. We've seen each other before, but I don't know if we've ever met.
I think
before.
we've seen each other.
Yeah.
Chad, you're here to promote something though.
Yeah, I have like an album / EP
Hey,
out.
That's cool.
What?
It's out right now.
Yes.
What's it?
What?
Hey, what's it called?
It's called A White Guy Named Chad. You
A
can get-
white guy named Chad.
Yeah, it was number 5 in the country. How about that?
It's available now.
Yeah.
It's available now wherever you get
You made it
iTunes?
on. It's an album recording or is it video too?
recording. I did a video, but I scrapped it. I wasn't happy with it. You know, like your live in the main room is brilliant.
Not according to a lot of reviews.
I saw that, and listen, you can't.
Reviewers are stupid.
Now look.
Critics get fucked. Oh, am I not supposed to cuss on this?
No, you can
podcast?
fuck-
You
cuss.
could say this. I'm saying like I'm not a guy who puts negative stuff out there. I mean like negative. Sometimes I don't like always. Sometimes I have in the past like would retweet you suck and then I go after him. I've done that in the past.
Yeah.
For some reason, I just put on my I had my special, my late night special.
Yeah.
And it was on
Yay.
Amazon.
I really liked it.
People liked it. I liked it, and then I went on there recently, and I just
Don't read the comments.
I know that, but but the comments were they weren't down the middle. It was either you loved it or you hated it.
That's
is what I
good.
was getting
Have
at.
You don't want to be down the middle. Then you're just
but
okay.
That's the
I know,
thing is-
but here's the thing. I think that it's like it reinforces my comedy being too divisive or like not. You don't know me. It's not it's not a ticket seller. Like, can you fill seats? It's just it to me. When I saw it recently, the comments, it just added on.
I have some of the comments if you want to read them.
Never read the comments.
But I'm not. Here's the deal. I'm not Googling myself. This
Right.
is something like where
Yeah, I know.
I'm not seeking it out.
I know.
You know.
Here's
I
the
feel
thing:
like-
people who criticize art, it's just a bunch of people who are afraid to try to make their own, and they're angry about it.
I'm not denying that.
And you can't be worried about the people who don't like you. You got to focus on those people who love you and build that.
And the thing
audience.
is, with you, the people who love you, and that's the best thing.
you
don't
need
have
1,000 true fans.
you don't have
Trying to build that up.
You don't have mediocre fans. You know what I mean? It's like,
According to Troy G, is like, this is comedy, 1 star.
but
What?
Yeah.
so you're also a drummer though, right?
I have rhythm.
Yeah, you got rhythm,
He's
and
got
that's all about timing.
rhythm.
And you got timing, and it's a drummer, and I'm a drummer as well. We have that.
I
in
see
common.
that on.
Yeah.
I've
the-
had sex with a drummer, so I'm kind of also a drummer.
Did he use a stick?
Oh, it was a big stick.
There you go.
It's lovely.
I'm just saying. For me,
Right.
I don't Google myself.
Right.
I
Good.
don't. I get occasional hate tweets. I get occasional hate DMs. Not that I don't get tons.
Close your DMs. You ever get work from your DMs?
work.
Yeah, and close them. And also, you can turn off getting comments from people you don't follow.
Yeah.
I mean, that you don't see them.
But it's I understand you're a woman.
Yeah,
so
I'm
you probably
afraid.
you might attract some weirdos.
So all my fans are weirdos, and I love them, but they scare me.
Dave Massey says, I had to turn it off in 10 minutes. 1 star.
This is a festival of friendship,
I'm
Chad.
just letting you know what's out
Friends
there.
don't ruminate
He's
on
my
the
friend.
negativity.
I'm just letting you
So
know.
I'm
I
curious
read
why.
those. I read them.
What's
Those
in
are the-
here is
those
love.
are the comments that he posted, so you know that he already knows them.
Listen, I apologize. I just wanted to get you, up to speed with everything.
Up to speed.
He's the one who posted those.
I posted that one, and but what I'm getting at is it just for me where I'm at, how I'm feeling. It just kind of reinforced that stuff is out there, and it's hard being. I wish I wasn't divisive. I wish I wasn't lover. I wish I was more down the middle.
I
It would be
love
easier
the way you
for
are,
me.
but you wouldn't be you.
It'd be easier.
if you were more
maybe,
down the middle, you
but
wouldn't have anyone who loves you the way your fans love you.
You wouldn't make an impact. It'd be easier, and you just kind of fade
Yeah,
off
nobody
into
became a
obscurity.
legend being down the middle.
Well, here's the other thing. I also need to, it's like working and surviving, and
Yeah.
it's taxing, and it can be. It makes you think that it doesn't feel good. I get it, and I wasn't asking for sympathy. I'm just kind
No.
of was like shining a light on.
Where you're at.
That's how people
Yeah.
are. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
For example, Neil says this is an angry guy stating how positive he is. Doesn't make any sense. 1 star.
I'm confused why you keep on reading the reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you doing that, Chad? This is
hurtful.
why Chad was supposed to be a swing by at the end. I got this. Hello. Now it's turned into the Chad show. And who do I blame? Eric.
Eric's.
Eric.
But you can get it on Amazon right now. You can get it on iTunes. You can pick it up anywhere. It's the
Same with your album, I
yeah,
believe,
Brody
right?
Stevens live from the main room. It's in the Sam Kinison spot, which I call the Brody Stevens spot. Let's face it.
I mean, that is true.
When do you think that'll change to the Brody Stevens spot from the Kinnison spot?
When Brody dies.
Jeez.
Jesus, he just got a checkup.
It
today.
wasn't the Kinnison spot till Kinnison died.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Someone will probably correct me on that.
Maybe.
Kinnison Stevens.
I'm just saying
Who
that.
had the Kinnison spot before Kinnison?
There was no spot.
I'm just saying.
Kinnison
Here's
was
my
born.
thing. Here's my thing. When you're like that, it's hard to book gigs. Meaning that that's what I'm getting at.
Absolutely.
It makes it much. It's more difficult for me. So I'm at the point now where I'm not really. Do I want to keep fighting that? You know what I'm saying?
Surveyed your
But
fans
could you-
to see where they are, and then you could hone in on those markets.
Here's the question: could you change yourself. That like because you're as you as you can be on stage, and that's the goal of any comedian is to be as truthful.
Doesn't sell tickets. It doesn't gain new
can,
fans.
But can
I don't
you
think.
actually change that?
Probably not.
So there's no real point in
You're
what?
you're so Midwest. You sound like you're a bit about your mom, where it's like, well, that's just how it
It's
is.
just how it is. But so you have to understand like who you are, and you just can't deal with the fact that some people are not going to like you.
Hey, you got to lean into who
And
you
that's
are
just
and
the
let
way
the
it
people
is.
find you.
I know they're not going to like me.
Yeah.
I know that.
But some are also going to love you.
Yes. But it also shines a light on me thinking like it reinforces like I don't do a lot of those third-party shows. I don't do at those Comedy Store. I'm not on those little special shows they put on. I get my little spots. So that it just kind of reinforces. It was just like a pile-on right now for me. So I mean, if I look at it that I just gonna have to go back to the bushes.
Back to the bushes.
You know what I see? I see
if
a
you
lot
read
of
one
mixed
more
reviews.
fucking comment, I swear to God.
I got a lot of positive reviews.
Yes,
in there
you
also.
Get a lot of positive.
I know that.
But you know why you did? Because you're not vanilla, okay? You're unique. You're your own person. You're not a vanilla comic.
I think
Vanilla
we're all
comics are
saying the same
boring.
thing.
Yeah.
You're
you just got to
exciting.
lean into who you are, and the right people will find you.
And I think you know that.
And
You're
then you
exciting.
take the Festival of Friendship on the road, it becomes a circus. And then, boom, circus tent, Brody, ringleader.
I'm booking the Festival of Friendship comedy
You do a-
tent.
You do a live festival of friendship, you'll see who comes out to support you.
Yeah. Your
Yeah.
friends.
No, I try to get help. I try to like have look. I look at Eric.
Getting booked
look,
is hard in general.
Yeah.
So don't beat yourself up if you go through lulls. It's always going to be up and down. That's comedy, though. It'll be
I know,
like
but when
high,
you get-
high, and
high, but also when you get to be you're older. I'm older now. I'm not young,
wiser, which is important for comedy.
wiser. But I also have personal issues like family stuff, and we all
Right.
do. Everyone's
Right.
got family issues, but I feel like I have some of that weighing on me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What type of family issues are you dealing with? Just to move,
You don't have to answer
move-
that.
I'm
You
looking
don't have to
to-
answer
I'm
that.
looking to adopt a kid.
Yeah.
Are
That's
you?
amazing. That's amazing.
Are you really?
No, is that a real laugh, Chad?
Yes.
You should adopt a kid. That will fix it.
Taper it down.
Then you can write middle of the road dad jokes about, oh, my kid.
Brody.
Problem solved. Just
Brody-
get a kid.
Brody's
I love
a dad
that
would be
"Oh, my kid"
hilarious.
joke.
Yeah.
Oh my kid.
These kids say the darndest things.
It's
I've heard that somewhere.
Brody and son, but it's a lady.
well
A
here.
40-year-old lady you've
Brody,
adopted.
you have
A
to
daughter
adopt a
named
kid
Son.
now because that would be awesome.
Well, I'll do Big Brothers of the Valley.
Big Brothers of the Valley.
Big Brothers of the Valley. No, me personally, my mother is 87. She's going to be moving back here. She's moving back to the Valley.
Yeah.
She's going to stay with my sister.
From Palm Springs?
Yes, Palm Desert. She's going to move back up here. So they have to sell where my sister stays in the condominium. She has to sell that because it's a 3-story. They need to get a
wow.
1-story place. So that goes on the market this week. So they have to sell that
Moving's hard.
and find a new house
Yeah.
or find a house.
Plus, you have to sell your Vespa.
I need to sell my Vespa also. And my mom doesn't have her dog. Daisy got evicted, kicked out.
Daisy got evicted?
Yeah,
What
for
kind of
What
dog
did
is
Daisy? Was
Daisy?
she partying too hard?
getting into fights.
I've seen Daisy. She was probably causing some trouble.
She was a little troublemaker, but and it was hard for my mom to,
Well, where did Daisy go?
She stays down the street at a friend's house who keeps a bunch of dogs. Daisy's happy. She's playing with dogs. My mom
great.
sees her.
Daisy's in a halfway house.
What kind of dog is Daisy?
Shih Tzu Terrier.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's cute.
They're
She's
very,
a little furball.
Yeah.
Very cute.
I love
They
Daisy.
can
So
get into
she's
fights,
cute.
though. Yeah.
She's cute, but new dogs would move in and
She's territorial, like a dog.
Yeah.
Like you want your
Shih
dog
Tzu
to be
Terrier.
a little bit.
It's
She's trying to
territorial.
protect you.
there you go.
But you know, in a building with other dogs, it can get.
Yeah.
And if you're in a little older lady, that can get stressful.
Thank you. So Daisy had a couple strikes against her. Third
Yeah.
strike,
You're
boom.
out. You're done.
She's gone. And then now I got to like keep my mom's spirits up. My mom doesn't have her dog. Not that Daisy was super affectionate, just having the dog around.
But it's
my
comforting
mom.
having a dog around.
Correct. So that's not there. So that way, that of course
Right.
bothers me. But then my mom looked at it as an opportunity. You know what? Maybe it's a sign to move back home and be closer with
family. That's
myself.
good.
Absolutely.
I
and
actually
my
heard a
sister.
statistic today that having an animal, a dog, increases your lifespan.
Yeah.
Well, she got rid of the dog, Chad.
She's getting her back though.
She's getting in the back, right?
Oh, okay.
Well, that's the plan.
Yeah, that's as of right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Daisy's not young.
How
My
do they,
mom's
how
not
do they,
young.
measure that statistic, by the way?
I just heard someone say it, and I go, "Oh, that sounds cool."
that sounds true.
So now I
I
just
mean, you can't
regurgitated
really-
it out here.
I don't know. You'd have to know You'd have to have a sample group of people with
Who
dogs.
don't have dogs and who do.
Yeah, and
or
you have to
any
watch them
pets.
for a long time.
It was pets or dogs specifically.
I think it was dogs specifically.
Although I wonder if they've like some type of survey of when people,
like people
pass,
who don't
they
have
go
pets.
like, how old were they? Did they have a dog?
Yeah.
But animals do bring you they
Joy?
lift your spirit.
Yeah.
Except for when they like shit on your carpet.
Well, even then,
Even then, you're like,
I think getting a dog is an option for a lot of. Yes, Eric?
Okay, so a Swedish study suggests that owning a dog is linked to reduced risk for cardiovascular disease and death.
does it say anything about lowering cholesterol? Maybe you should get a dog, Brody.
Cardiovascular.
is it
I
good,
can't where
is
I
it good
live.
cholesterol or bad cholesterol? There's a difference.
There is good cholesterol.
Yeah.
My one of my cholesterol levels is okay.
All right, that's great.
But I know that my cholesterol did rise because
You've been nervously eating butter.
I
do that.
I cut out my Zocor. I stopped. I went all natural.
What does Zocor
Yeah.
do?
That's a statin.
It's a statin.
And my cholesterol was at really good levels. But I do feel that I could definitely push my exercising more. Like
you-
I can increase my
How
heart
much have you
rate.
been exercising? Just walks?
Walking, not enough.
Yeah.
How many steps you getting in?
Yeah, what happened with steps with Steve?
Well, the weather kind of threw it off a little bit.
It's been raining a
I
lot
remember when
lately.
he used to do pull-ups on Periscope and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like
I used
saw
to do
you.
pull-ups back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull-ups on
do
Periscope.
pull-ups. Do you want me to come coach you? I'll sit there and I'll yell at you. and
Because
make
she
you
can't do pull-ups. She can
exercise.
coach
Yeah.
pull-ups.
Those
No,
who can't do, coach.
No, I think I'm gonna get a gym membership again.
Jim, yeah.
That'd be good.
24-hour fitness and just go and push some weights around because it's proven.
Yeah.
It's proven that you got to
Good for-
exercise.
It
Gotta
makes
keep
you
it active.
it levels you out mentally too. Yeah, it's good for your body, it's good for your mind.
Stress relief.
Yeah. Gets out the extra garbage that's in the way of all the ideas.
What about
Yeah.
the batting cage? Get to the batting cage. Swing both
Yeah.
sides. Work on your core.
Well, I tweaked my oblique swinging
no.
a bat.
Why don't you
before.
become a professional wrestler?
You
That's
would
like
be
the-
an amazing on the mic professional.
He really
wrestler.
would.
You would be
Phenomenal.
either babyface or heel. You would be incredible.
I've been told that in
It
the,
would
in
be
the past.
incredible.
I was told that I'd be a good.
I'd love to see a mic show off between you and The Rock. I
Ah.
know that's dating me as far as I don't know who's wrestling right now, but I mean, if you and The Rock,
The Rock
went
could
at it,
wrestle me
like,
right now.
hey,
Hello.
I feel like it'd be a good mic to mic battle.
What do you think? You think wrestlers and comedians are quite similar, right? And how they
Yes,
Lifestyles for sure. Because
very nomadic.
definitely.
The
Hotels, travel.
and
Yeah.
it starts off very grueling for not a lot of payoff. You have to love it.
Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler, is touring with Sarah Tiana right now, and he's transitioning from wrestling to comedy because it's similar, and he wants to not have a limp when he's older.
Yeah, Mick Foley dabbled in comedy.
Yeah.
Now I think he's still doing it. I'm not sure though,
Yeah.
but you know,
if you had a choice, I think comedy is safer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
longevity,
yeah.
for your body, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the guys are like a lot of them are on steroids.
But if
right?
I could just look like Trish Stratus in 2002, I would wrestle.
she was ripped, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
with big old boobies. I thought one day I would just grow big boobs. I didn't know they were fake.
Yeah.
You can still get that done.
hey, you can do that.
So let's find
Donate
out.
to my GoFundMe. for my
Jessica,
boobs.
you were born and raised in
I was born
Alaska
in Germany.
or Florida?
I was born in Germany. Then we moved to
You can
southern
never be
Mississippi.
president.
I cannot be president. How sad. I'm also
is
too
very
young. And then I moved to Alaska in 6th grade.
Because your father was in the military.
We moved from
The
Germany
German
to
military?
Mississippi. No, Germany to Mississippi was military, and then my dad left because he retired and got into drugs and left the family. So my mom.
So why are you a comedian? I'm just kidding.
Then my mom drove us in a car from Mississippi to Alaska.
That's a long
It's a long.
drive.
It was like almost 2 weeks. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
No stops.
We stopped, but it was minimal. It was like when you do long road things where you're going
Yeah.
back to back to back. My mom was just hopped up on caffeine pills driving across the country. She'd never driven in snow. What a nightmare.
You should have given her maca tea.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I would have known about
Matcha
matcha
tea.
then,
Well, how did you go from? Why did she choose Alaska?
because I think she just wanted to go as far away as possible, and she had this majestic idea of Alaska. She also got offered a job there, and they paid for the move. So
Is your mom's
that,
name
that seems
Sarah
like the
Palin?
reason.
yes, but I don't like to talk about it.
And then what city in Alaska?
Anchorage,
Okay,
the big
Anchorage.
city.
Because I played baseball in Fairbanks.
You did?
Yes.
Did you ever play against the Anchorage team, the Pilots?
Yep, we played against the Anchorage Bucks.
Oh, maybe it was the
There were
Bucks.
a couple.
Who
There were
were
a
the
couple
Pilots?
teams.
I
There
don't
may have
know.
been pilots also.
I had a friend who used to they housed some of the baseball players at his house, like his mom did, and oh boy, juicy baseball butts.
Yeah, when I played in
I'm a pervert.
when I
Juicy Baseball Butts should be the name of your next album.
when I played in Fairbanks for North
Chris
Pole Knicks.
Fairbanks.
North Pole
It
Knicks.
was his birthday yesterday.
You were in North Pole?
Yeah,
Happy
I-
belated, Chris.
I played for the North Pole Knicks, 24-hour daylight,
Yeah, the sun doesn't set in the summertime.
Yeah. Nope.
Non-stop. Party, party, party.
and a family would house us. It was a lady and her daughter.
Yeah.
They probably thought it was weird. I think they did
They thought you were weird?
a little bit.
Are you
Were
being
you-
serious? You were in the North Pole?
Were you excessively weird compared to the other baseball players?
No,
Then they probably
Just-
thought nothing because they probably house them every year.
Yeah.
They're used to it. I'm surprised that old lady didn't try to seduce you.
she probably did.
I need a father for my little girl. Oh, Alaska.
But they housed me, and then when I went to I played in Kansas.
On the minors?
This was
I went to the
college.
University of Kansas.
Okay, you did?
Yep.
Did not. All right, now we're learning.
Look
This
at-
was in Wichita.
Connections.
In a
Oh, Wichita.
I spent
Woof.
Wichita. It was like
KU's in Lawrence.
1991, 92, and I don't think they liked me all that much. I remember I had a goatee, and I shaved the goatee, and she was like so happy I shaved the goatee.
They just thought because of your goatee you were like a creep.
Yeah,
People are so judgmental.
I think honestly, I'm not
Judging
getting
on
back. I'm not getting back
visual-
into it, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like, if you're a Jewish guy and you're playing baseball, or you're
Call me.
or you're in non-Jewish areas, people are gonna think you're different.
Oh, absolutely.
They're gonna think like you're not
Were you
always
the-
welcome.
Were you the first Jew anybody met?
Like,
Like,
were you-
have you ever been the first Jew somebody
Probably,
has met?
probably.
That
Nobody's
told
ever
you
said
about
that. They'd be like, I've
Nobody
never met a
ever
Jew
said to you?
before. A
I've heard
Jewish
that talk.
person. I feel
Yeah.
like they wouldn't know what to call it if they'd never met someone before.
Sandy Koufax was a Jew. Al Rosen.
Nobody knows Al Rosen. I do, but
Yeah. Well, I'm just naming some Jewish baseball players.
there's
Stephen
a
Brody
handful.
Stevens.
No, there's Jewish baseball players. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that sometimes it just like my comedy.
Right.
It takes a while for people to process it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a
Absolutely.
Cohen. Andy Cohen was a baseball player.
Cohen.
Oh,
Andy
Cohen
Cohen
is,
on Bravo used to be a baseball player.
Rod Carew was Jewish.
He converted.
Yeah, he's in
He
the.
converted, as in the Sandler song.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The
Hall of Famer Rod Carew. He converted.
Yeah, I was like, Carew.
Carew. Yeah.
Baseball, do you miss it? Do you still play?
I wish I was around it.
Yeah.
You play on the
You should coach.
softball league or anything like that with the Comedy Store or the
Do they still
Improv?
do it?
They don't
No,
do that anymore?
I like being around Major League Baseball,
Yeah.
professional baseball.
Brody has a connection with
Go
the
to spring
world,
training, don't you?
the Chicago Cubs. He knows everybody on the Cubs, so he hangs out with the Cubs.
Can you
my friends-
introduce me to a Cub?
My friend's a coach, but I think I wouldn't mind getting into, the
Is there a retirement league? for-
mental skills. I don't need to play anymore.
Yeah.
I've got that out of my system.
Mental discipline.
Yeah,
So you want to coach? You want to coach a team?
Would you ever coach like Little League or would you want
No.
to do like a
You
professional
think you'd be too
level-
aggressive for Little League?
Professional
the
level.
parents are crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not into that. But I mean, I've done baseball camps with kids. I mean, I'm good with the kids. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but
You should
like,
have a kid.
I don't want
He's
to.
trying to adopt a kid. I
Call
told
back.
you that earlier.
Yeah. Are you gonna?
I
name
could still
him?
probably have a kid in my early 50s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Letterman did.
Men can have kids anytime. They're not the problem. It's us
It's the
and
ladies.
our wilting eggs. We
You're going to
expire.
take a quote from this podcast. Jessica Michelle Singleton. Men are not the problem.
Mick Jagger had a kid in his 70s.
All you have to do is come.
What's that?
Oh, you're on a
Wow.
lot of antidepressants and stuff. Remember coming?
No,
you guys
I know
remember?
what that is.
It's just a cloud of dust now.
Maybe.
Brody's
It
dick's like,
might. You never know.
I didn't realize this was going to be a filthy podcast,
I'm
Brody.
sorry. I'm
It's
a
not
filthy
filthy.
person. I tried not to be.
I always thought it was family
I
friendly.
tried to talk
Filth.
about baseball.
Chad, have you gone to Edinburgh? Have you been there?
No, I would love to. I would love to go anywhere. I'm big on traveling.
Big on traveling.
Yeah.
Now Jeffrey, you were there for a month.
I was there. I was in Scotland for a month, and then toured around Europe for a couple weeks after that.
Did you get adjusted to being there? Was it easy to get around, or was
Oh,
it,
yeah.
At
Super easy to
Edinburgh,
get around.
everything's walkable.
Yeah.
You get used to it. By the time you're done, you have like your favorite restaurants. You're like,
And
it's-
the coolest thing, the whole city is the festival. So every venue, every building is a venue, a performance venue, everything like that.
Yeah.
It's very, very
it's
neat.
very unique and cool
Yeah.
experience.
And then what are the living arrangements? You said you guys lived together.
We lived in a 4-bedroom flat.
Yeah, it seemed like a college dorm. It wasn't
yeah.
very glamorous, but
Right.
one bathroom. Never was an issue.
no,
Never an issue.
never.
Never an
Sometimes Bronson Jones' hair was a bit of an issue.
A bit of
but
an issue, yeah.
What
but
can you do? I'm fine with hair.
he was fun.
So he
It
was in
wasn't
there
mine.
also.
Yeah, he was. And then one comedian from the UK,
Yeah.
Eleanor.
And
Conway.
what's the you just get your performances just get tighter and tighter because you're
Yeah.
doing an hour
Yeah.
every night? Is
Absolutely,
that pretty much
an
what
hour
it is?
every
Week.
night, and then also you do other people's shows. Like they'll do showcase shows or any of those shows,
Yeah,
and you
see.
do 15 to 20 minutes on each of those shows every day. So we were doing 4,
So
5,
much
6
time.
shows a day.
A day, yeah.
Like on top of the hour we were doing every
Is
Yeah.
Michael Cox watching each show?
Michael Cox isn't watching anything over there. I don't think he was over there, at least not last
he
year.
He's the
wasn't,
booker for the
he's
Tonight
the
Show.
Tonight Show, yeah. He wasn't there this time
I
around.
didn't see him this time, but
Do a lot of people get bookings out of the Edinburgh?
For
I've
UK,
heard-
I
yeah, I've
got a
heard-
lot of bookings around the UK from the Edinburgh
yeah.
Festival.
I got some UK
Yeah.
stuff.
And is it easy to get around the UK and all, like, can you
Yeah.
figure it all
Pretty
out?
easy.
Once
yeah.
you're over there, it's like so easy.
We
It's
should
It
buy a
is.
Vespa.
cheap. I would Vespa through the UK.
I know someone selling
with
a
an
Vespa.
umbrella hat.
I do need to sell one.
Take a train, rent
Do
a
you?
car.
I'll buy it from you for like $10.
We'll talk.
It's a good deal.
$10 or the best offer.
$10 Canadian.
And what
Yeah.
now? How Edinburgh? How far is that from London and Dublin and all that stuff?
About a 6-hour train
6-hour
ride.
train ride. Yeah, north.
6-hour train ride.
Yeah.
So you have that's how you get there.
You can fly.
You can
but-
fly direct to Edinburgh from LA. I flew direct to London and then took the train up to.
Yeah, I did too. It's a really pretty train ride.
yeah.
It looks like when Harry Potter's driving up to Hogwarts.
yeah,
okay.
we went to that train station.
Oh, we saw a train station
Yeah.
where they have like an actual Harry Potter like looking train.
Oh,
You, like,
yeah.
go do a
Are you
tour.
looking to take you overseas?
I wouldn't mind
Are you
doing.
trying to be
Edinburgh.
international, Brody?
You
I think
should.
I should.
I
You
think
should
you'd
go
be great over
and,
there.
and do an hour, and it's cool. You get to.
Yeah.
You'd do great over there. I think
And what are the venues like?
they're all different.
They range from amazing to
a
pretty
nightmarish.
crummy.
Yeah, there's some like really nice big theaters, or some really nice
Intimate
tiny
rooms.
tight rooms.
There are rooms that are like this size and maybe even a little smaller.
Yeah, I would say I had a venue that was good for the show I did, but it was a terrible location.
I had
Does
I
it-
had a great room where it was about it was probably half the size of the OR, but like still super intimate
Yeah.
and just like it was.
Good
I
stage.
loved my venue. It
Would
was
you
so
just
good.
were you doing a one person
Just
show?
doing a 1-person show?
Were-
Yeah,
were
it
you doing like
wasn't-
stand up, or was
It
yours
was
kind
it
of a
was
structured-
it was storytelling more
Yeah, yeah.
more so. It
it
wasn't
was like
my
an arc
it wasn't my
hour.
normal stand up hour. It was a whole storytelling show. that
and
I
you were
was
there for
doing.
30 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
They like different stuff. Like if you think that like maybe you're too different from like the mainstream middle of the road
We saw
guys, like
some people
the-
that were
oh, the-
so out there that
the-
was so brilliant that was just it was incredible.
yeah,
And you don't really make money there. That's what they
You
say.
can-
you can make money. It's hard to.
You can make your like so we
You
did
can make your money
the-
back.
We did the free festival.
Yeah.
So we did donation based
Yeah.
shows. So
Mm-hmm.
we were like I made most of the money that I invested back.
Yeah.
And so I came out pretty even.
When you invest money, what are you saying? Like rent money?
So like you rent the rooms and you if you need a sound guy you
have to
hire
pay
a
that
sound
or
guy,
flyers.
if you want promotion you know if you don't want to do the promotion yourself you can hire some promoters and stuff like that
and then like the
to
flight
help
over.
you out and the flight and the housing and stuff like that.
There's
but
money to be made. It just depends on how you do it.
yeah,
But it's not a scam. It's a
not a
legitimate.
scam. No,
Yeah. No, it's legit. It's
good.
not.
And you can do ticketed stuff, but that's I've heard harder.
I
to
heard that's
make
it's
the
a
money
gamble
back.
because
Yeah.
like the amount you spend on the ticketed venues is more, and then you have to bank on
selling out
selling
the shows.
and there's just so much going on. Like there's so many options, and depending on what your time slot is.
For me, the donations were enough, and then plus the gigs that I had around Europe as well made my money back, which was
Yeah.
So you
great.
did a bunch of gigs around Europe.
Yeah.
I did Paris. I've done Dublin before.
Oh, I
Paris
saw
was
you
great.
did Paris. We
Yeah,
both
we
did a
did
show in
Paris.
Paris. I did Paris. I did a show in Zurich.
I did,
Yeah, I profited
Berlin.
after.
Berlin was great. Berlin's got a great scene.
Did that Paris show pay well?
Sounds like it didn't.
I mean, why are you asking about money? Is that appropriate?
No, because I know that venue, and I was playing around with the booker. I just wanted to see if it was all right for you. Was it worth your time?
I'm glad I went.
Okay.
Yeah, did you
definitely
fall
worth
in
my time.
love in Paris?
I was only there for a 3 days.
That's
but
all you need. I need 10 seconds.
The girl I was seeing before.
I mean, I'm
went
glad
to
I
Paris,
went.
Did you take
And
Daisy?
she goes, "Oh, you're gonna fall in love in Paris." And I was like, "Oh, so this is done."
Yeah.
this is
You're
it.
like, I'm going to Paris. You're going to fall in love there. Well, I guess.
I'm coming back. It's like, oh, you're gonna fall in love.
The
there.
guy I was seeing
Okay.
came to Paris, and now we're not talking anymore.
Yeah.
Came in Paris?
Yeah, he came in Paris.
Oh.
Yeah, all over the whole
Doing
city.
work.
Came
Wordplay.
and you in Paris.
Now, how about Australia? Have you guys been there?
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
I was gonna-
You've been?
I lived there in 2008 for a semester. I did a study abroad in Australia. It was before I started doing comedy.
studied
though.
abroad down
yeah,
there?
Yeah.
What was her
She
name?
was
Ha!
kangaroo. This is the stupidest
I
thing I've
almost-
said.
The guy that's never had a girlfriend.
Wait,
Hey.
go ahead, Chad.
Kangaroo.
I almost went there to open for Bert, but I couldn't get a visa.
Why?
Oh, yeah,
what did
all
you
you have to do is apply. They're
Yeah.
easy. I have a debit card.
Yeah, I applied, but he didn't give me enough time.
Oh, you're blaming him.
Well, yeah, I am. He asked me late. I was like, he just assumed I had something.
You're in his house blaming him.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah,
Bad move.
Wow.
yeah. It just didn't work out.
Good luck
No
being a
thanks.
surprise guest
So-
on any other podcast.
Jessica,
man.
you've been to Australia?
No, was gonna go to Perth. I would
I'd
be
love
there
to
right
go.
now. I was gonna do the Perth
Perth
Fringe.
Fringe is happening right
But
now.
I decided this year I wanted to like pull back on road work to try to do stuff in town.
See,
I'm
I
slowing
wanted
down
That's
to.
a
what I'm
little.
doing too.
See,
Yeah.
Chad has
Australia,
pulled back
I love-
on road work.
I love
I haven't
Australia.
stopped the road work, but like
Yeah.
I've said that I'm going to.
Why is that?
I just love it, and that's my source of income. So I
Yeah.
have to like
It's hard, like when you get offered something.
figure it. Yeah,
To
it's
turn
hard
it
to say
down.
no because
Yeah.
that's all I do for money.
Yeah.
And like my little pennies from my podcast.
But what's when you say, I know we're not allowed to talk about stand up.
We're not talking. We're stand up adjacent right now.
When you like Chad wants to get off the road, you want to get off the road. Is that because you want to spend more time in Los Angeles, or is that you don't want to deal with going to the airport, getting up early,
I love
doing
the
this?
road. I wanted to give myself a year off because I was going off my meds for my autoimmune disease. And
Brody
so
can
I-
relate.
So I wanted to give myself a little more time to like lean into healthy lifestyle stuff so I could get more used to it, and then just try to figure out because the only goal I set for myself were stand up based, and like it was just make enough money to do stand up, and I would like to be passed at the Comedy Store. And so now I don't know what else I want, and I'm trying to figure out what I want.
I'm in the
'cause
same
I'm
boat you are.
Very, I'm sort of having a life crisis.
You
I'm
are?
I'm like just like Jessica. We have the
Well,
same
it's
mind.
because I feel like I'm not so. I feel like it's not okay to be satisfied. It seems lazy, but there's nothing else I.
Well, you got passed at the Comedy
it's okay
Store,
to be
Yeah.
satisfied. It's
and
And I make a living doing stand up.
you make a living doing stand up.
So it's like anything else is a plus, but I'm like I should want more, and I just don't know. I'm trying to do the whole sell a pilot, try to act, whatever, seeing what makes me happy.
This is the one person show that you're doing. The what's the
Codependent arising.
yeah?
Yeah.
Is that
It looks like it might be going somewhere. I did it for some industry, and I'm going to do it for some more industry. And there's people interested in turning it into another format. We'll see.
I'll buy it.
But I like doing the
great.
show itself. I like doing like weird theater stuff. Jeff and
It's
I
a
are
really-
actually
yeah, we're writing
working on a musical
right now.
Yeah.
So you got that going on.
Yeah.
So are you
I'm
looking
exploring
for
art.
looking for inspiration? You don't have it, or
I just am I'm trying to figure out how to do all the other things to sort of, that like build your star quote credits or whatever that makes it easier to book stand up because it's so much work staying
Yeah.
booked.
Right.
So if I could get like a little bit of like I have to sell myself a little bit less to places that they'll go, okay, you
Yeah.
know how it is trying to build.
I mean, the idea of it's okay being satisfied with yourself is an important mental health thing.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
it's also like it's okay to be satisfied, but not to be ossified. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not okay to just kind of like, well, I accomplished everything that I wanted to. I'm done.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
it's
what
like
I'm worried about.
I accomplished everything that I wanted to. Now
Let me make it bigger.
Let me
And I can get
better
so
at
much
what
bigger.
I'm
well,
doing.
I mean, do you have an album out?
I have an album out, yeah, and I'm working on. I have an hour for a special, so I'm seeing what I'm gonna do for it.
So you want to do another special?
Yeah, I want to do like a filmed one.
You could film this Codependent Arising. Like it could be
That's what I
a
think.
special.
Do it at
could
the
be
Comedy
something.
Store during the Brody Stevens spot.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
I thought just a good idea for a special.
He was
That's all I'm
calling
saying.
back for calling it the
I
Kinnison
I get
spot.
it. I get it.
I don't know.
Let's read some reviews.
Now,
I do my own booking, so that's like a separate full-time job. So I
Yeah.
want to make it so that someone will be interested in helping me do that. So I feel like I need more credits. So someone who does that for a living will be like, "I'll do it for you."
are you saying like club bookings, one
yeah,
nighter
like
bookings?
like a touring agent and stuff? I do everything myself. So
Yeah.
You don't really need anybody, and they just take a percentage anyway.
It's not that
Yeah,
you
but
it's not
it's
about needing them. It's about
wanting to not spend
having
that-
to have that mental
I got you.
space taken up by stuff
'cause
that
yeah, it
you could
occupies.
otherwise just focus on the creative.
Would it
Yeah.
help having a booking agent?
Yeah, I think so because I could fully.
I'm
if
sure
they-
you can get one.
I mean, I don't know.
Anybody out there?
Is anyone listening to this?
Yeah, they actually have a question for you.
Okay, we have a question.
A question.
And we're talking stand up, but
Brody
I'm letting it go,
or,
so let's do it. They want to know, is building credits, this is from Latina, is building credits the only way you will get gigs?
No, being funny is the
it's,
way to.
It's all about funny.
funny and then also likable because people book. People book people they want to be around.
But it's also selling. Excuse me.
But be
It's also
funny.
selling tickets.
Yeah, and credits help do that.
having
Yeah,
credits
having an
help
audience.
sell tickets. You know, being funny is how you'll get booked, but selling tickets is how you'll get
Having an audience. You have to having a
more
built-in
space.
audience makes people more willing
more
to book you.
spaces.
But I was at over by the Laugh Factory yesterday. I was in the office there, and they're doing a show, and they have to get a couple names. They're still filling up this particular show, and they go, "We need some names. Who
Yeah.
could sell tickets? Who's a name? Who's a name?"
Still a
It's like,
business.
I'm just sitting there. It's like
Well,
I'm not
particu-
even in the conversation.
Well, particularly
You're like-
in LA,
And they're
it's
saying-
hard to
They're basically
sell
saying,
tickets if you're not gigantic.
Yeah, if you're not like Chris
"Who's
Rock.
the name?"
Yeah.
And you're right. You're standing there right there. Didn't you just go, "Hey, Hangover 1, Hangover 2, Comedy Central presents"?
Doesn't matter.
You didn't start naming the stuff.
You know what I get with the I get Long Beach Laugh Factory when I say I'm back to the bushes. Like I don't really get many spots. I get occasional
So
spots
funny,
at
Long
the
Beach Laugh
Hollywood.
Factory is like 500 seats.
Yeah, but I think the Laugh Factory more here. It seems like they want to book people who we don't care. And
Jeremy
I'm not,
Piven.
I'm not saying that everyone like. There's plenty of funny people that go up there, but I think they look at how big is your draw power before they look at
Michael
who's the funniest.
Rappaport.
Yeah, he's getting good spots.
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on them.
No. It's just like
I
that's how
am.
they run it. Where I think I guess that's business.
I mean,
but-
what do you think about that these days? Like it seems to be going in that
I
direction.
mean, there's always been that aspect of it where it's like this famous actor is going to try to do some stand-up, and so that's just what happens. It happened with Vine and YouTube and all that stuff where it's like they have these built-in audiences that automatically sell all the tickets, so they're going to go up. That's happened since radio was a new thing. Like Bob Newhart was a radio star that
Then he
all of a
became-
sudden became this great. Like he was the original YouTube star. You know what I mean? Just
Oh, wow.
Because
I didn't know that.
If you look at him and Don Rickles came up in the clubs and the all that stuff.
I'm learning.
And Newhart immediately got success from his one-sided
Yeah, he
phone calls.
immediately-
Who Shelley Berman would say that he stole from him, but this was drama from back in the day.
Newhart.
But like Newhart, first time doing a solo show because his partner bailed on him, so that's why he had to do the one-sided conversation. Went up and sold out a theater first time around, and that was how he developed his style.
Yeah, it's just all out there.
It's
I think
just-
the
it's-
cream rises to the top.
Yeah.
You just got to stick to what you.
Have
do
you seen my
best.
reviews?
Reviewers are garbage.
But you know what I mean. So it's like that's always been a thing. So everybody who it's like you say, cream rises to the top, and doesn't matter how you get to the show. It matters what you do once.
And next
you're
thing you know,
there.
he has Larry,
Yeah.
Daryl, and Daryl.
I don't know that one.
Daryl, and Daryl.
I don't remember.
Larry, Daryl, and Daryl.
On the Newhart. Go ahead,
It's
Eric.
it's my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl.
Yeah.
Just to switch topics, so we're not staying on stand up too long. There's
Eric
no
doesn't like stand up.
well, every podcast is about stand up.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Well, when you have
But
stand-ups on
these
a
but they're
podcast-
different. They're different personalities.
so you told me to look up some stuff online, and then the Oscars don't have a host for the first time in 30 years.
Wait, so nobody's
that
hosting?
down,
What are they
Chad.
doing? Tandem like
So
they do
we're
at
not
in the
talking
OR?
about
Yeah,
stand-up.
exactly.
I've
They're
made it
going
out
round
stand-up.
robin for
So
the
that's
Oscars.
so you're and that involved a comedian, Kevin Hart.
We're not
Well,
talking
that-
about stand-up.
it
We're
doesn't
talking about a
involve- you're
place
talking
that was
about
trying to get a
Oscars.
stand-up.
Right.
How are they going to announce? Oh, it's just going to be you know what? They don't really need a host because there's all different people who announce the winners. What does the host do? A monologue
yelled
up
at.
top?
Monologue up top. Billy Crystal used to sing and dance, and
I mean, he was a great host.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal is a great host.
I think that I don't know. I just feel like me personally with Oscars and movies, it's just.
Would you host? Would you, if you were asked, would you host the Oscars?
I mean, I would, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I would like to see that. I would.
It's not gonna
hashtag
it's not
Brody
gonna
hosting
happen.
the
I'd like to see
Oscars.
audience warm up for the Oscars.
it's not
Yeah,
gonna
warm
well,
up the
that's
Oscars.
different. That's
And clap politely. All right, happy faces. The camera's on you.
Hashtag Oscars Brody Oscars.
I think people are fatigued. There's fatigue setting in with the
Absolutely.
outrage culture, and
Oh yeah, no, because it's exhausting.
it's exhausting. People.
Well, the
It's
other thing
exhausting.
is you can't. So
yeah,
there's this
fighting
thing
the
called,
fight is
you know,
exhausting.
rational ignorance in political science. You can't care about everything. It's
the middle-
physically impossible to care about everything.
Yeah, and when you try to, in
You
my
get
experience, you
exhausted.
shut down,
Yeah.
and then you don't.
and
Like
then you
that's,
stop caring
I've
about
shut
anything.
down.
That's I did a 180, and now I'm like, fuck all of
Yeah.
you. We're
Middle-
all gonna die.
Middle of America,
Everybody's-
the ticket consumer, the guy who just has his job and his family and his mortgage, they don't care about anything that's going on in LA. They don't care about all this outrage. They don't care. Louis C.K. is sold out in Tampa, 6 shows. Nobody gives a shit.
In Tampa,
Yeah. But I'm just saying, nobody cares.
I sold out one.
They don't like. You know what? I'll tell you
They
what.
just don't. They don't have the. I mean, the average working person doesn't have time to care about.
Exactly.
For better or worse, it's like, you don't have time to be. I mean, it goes back to rational ignorance, I
Yeah,
guess. But
it's
like,
just like
I can't be worried about what's going on in Syria. I have to feed my family,
yeah.
which is unfortunate. I
But
guess.
that's just
But that's how the world works.
But what
just the way it's
about
always been.
issues here with in Los Angeles or in California with traffic or with the homeless situation, or if
I
it
mean,
is
there's so
affecting
many
you,
issues. Oh yeah, no, the homeless issue is terrible in Los Angeles.
the drug issue,
Yeah.
the crime issue,
Yeah,
the
where
rent,
do I get drugs?
the rent issue, and then if you want to get into comedy and the diversity
The
issue
rent.
and all of that stuff, I think that that's
San
fine.
Francisco is the most expensive place to live now.
Here's the thing: is like you really got to find your one issue and lean into it if you want to help solve an issue. But the
that's
thing
where you
is,
get into like one issue voters and stuff like that
Well,
who
yeah,
care
but-
about that one thing, but then they ignore the like.
the thing is most people, even under the guise of like doing good for the world, it's like, but it's because it benefits you, and because like whatever you're fighting for will also benefit other people. It doesn't really negate the fact that like you're trying to make it better for you personally,
Yeah.
and that just will happen to trickle over to other people. So it's just like find the thing that
The thing
will
that
help more people and you. Or
helps make you a better person by helping other people.
yeah,
be better.
rarely are people going, you know what, unfortunately, rarely is anyone going like, I'm willing to take the loss. Give them, like
And
the
listen,
amount of people will go,
you know.
book more of these people, but they won't go give them my spot.
Listen, look,
It is what it
I don't want to
is.
be controversial, but nobody is perfect.
Ooh.
What?
So
You sure you can take
just
that back?
like, I'm
Okay,
I
now I'm
don't wanna,
having a-
I don't want to talk out of turn, but my thing, it's like I don't like nobody has a perfect record.
My identity
I
is
think-
shattering.
I do feel like there's been a turn somewhat with.
It's just different degrees.
Well, you had the Super Bowl, for example,
Right.
and the commercials. People
Yeah.
were not happy with the commercials.
My question about the Super Bowl is, I don't remember the last time people were happy with a halftime show. When was the last time that the comments
Gaga.
after, was it Gaga?
I loved Gaga.
Was it? Okay, because I don't remember a
but that
time
was a
where
while
people.
ago.
I didn't see the halftime show. I don't know, but I heard some hate. But I remember last year hearing hate
Well,
about
you know
the
what,
halftime
though?
show as well.
More people, I don't even know how much people hate things and how much people just want the like
Have the hot take.
the dopamine that comes from getting like likes
Yeah.
and retweets, because people are more likely to retweet something controversial or
Oh,
hateful.
absolutely.
Like no one's like, wow, look at this person going, what a great show. No one's
but
retweeting that.
it's easy to hate on
Super
Adam
easy.
Levine
But it's super easy to hate in general.
because
Yeah.
he's a white guy,
A lot
and
of
there's
tattoos.
really bad tattoos.
white guy
Who
and
prances around. He was prancing.
Here's my problem. And
I have
it
no
was
problem with prancing.
my problem is, and this was at this point it's hacky because of all the things, but like that he has a song called "Moves Like Jagger."
Oh yeah.
And a million
he's
people said
never-
it, but it's
he's-
like
he's
you
not
don't
moving like-
move it. No one thinks of Adam Levine as like, ugh, his moves.
He's
know?
a rich kid from Brentwood.
Yeah, and he doesn't really move like Mick Jagger, right? That's what the song's
He's
about,
like an
right?
okay singer. I like Maroon 5 songs, but it's like
He's
it was
he's
a very
great singer.
shocking.
I mean, it's like he's got a good
Here's
voice.
the thing.
But
was it Adam Levine
because,
or was it Maroon 5 for the show?
It's
Maroon 5.
one and the same.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the same
okay.
thing. Yeah.
But
I just didn't know if it was his
yeah.
breakout.
it's easy. You could pile on white guys, so it was a perfect opportunity to slam that. And then there was also controversy for him doing it in the first place because everybody, the Kaepernick stuff said they shouldn't do it, and all these guys dropped out. So you had that angle.
Oh, I didn't
And
even think
didn't-
about
I
the
didn't-
stars.
And it was
that
just a
might have turned
perfect
it-
storm of like,
Who turned it down?
we hate the white guy.
Everybody. Jay-Z would try to get everyone to turn it down.
So there was that going in, and then you could pile. So there was a lot of, and then there were some guys who liked what actually liked the songs.
I'm sure
I like
that there
the
were
song. I
fans.
love Maroon 5 songs. I didn't.
Here's
watch
my
it.
problem with the halftime show.
I only had.
Go
I
ahead,
only know
Chad.
I
There-
only know the one Maroon 5 song, This Love.
This. What about the one that's she's on standing in the rain? She will be loved.
Oh, is that Maroon 5?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got a lot of
Okay.
great songs.
Yeah.
So this is my problem. They had
Showing
this
my
rapper
ignorance.
who was dating Kendall Jenner.
Travis Scott.
No, was that his name? So he's up there, he's rapping, and they're beeping out everything. I'm like, how did this guy get pushed through? And when you could easily, why don't you have Guns N' Roses as a representation? Like that would be amazing.
Yet
Is
they
that-
can't let me say cunt on any of the late night shows. Okay.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying?
I think
It's just,
you'd be able to.
I think they just they're
Throw it in there.
jamming some weird agenda, and they're supposed to have all these restrictions
Country.
and regulations.
My
There's another conversation going on over here. Let's hear it.
No,
I'm just
go
telling
back
you
to
Sit
different
still.
ways to
Chad, sit still.
to sneak in the word cunt.
No, they're bleeping out Travis Scott. I get that. I have no problem with it. But I just think again, it's easy. You're gonna if
It was already a controversial event.
if you're
Yeah.
slamming Adam Levine,
I think it's
it's like
Or Adam
He's a
Devine.
white guy. It's easy. And then you could slam R. Kelly because he did some crazy stuff.
I mean, he did awful stuff.
right.
I mean, I think calling it crazy stuff is.
or whatever
A
he did.
gross
Pete,
understatement?
Whatever he did. He did bad stuff. I haven't seen the thing.
Yeah.
And we.
But he's still touring. I think he's just going on a tour in Australia, New Zealand, and
You know what? Here's the thing: is that like
some other country.
most of the because like I see all this outrage on Twitter and like stuff, and it's like most of the world and even our country, we're used to Twitter because we all do it. All of my friends who aren't in comedy, almost none of them even have a Twitter.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they wouldn't even know that something was going wrong.
At Christmas, around my
And
family.
we were all going crazy, going, "What's this and this and Donald Trump?" And it's like, take a fucking breath.
But you could be off Twitter and
Still know what's going on.
well, you see commercials, you see ads, you see the billboards,
'Cause how many
you see
people are
TV
watching-
shows. There's a lot of propaganda
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
happening.
It's all
that-
propaganda now.
That is out there, and I think people are waking up to it. To be honest
That's
with
true.
you, and I also felt like even last night the State of the Union, Trump. I think I didn't watch it, but from what I'm hearing, like it wasn't. Even the Democrats said it was okay.
It was fine.
I didn't see it.
I got a Cliff's Notes version of it on another podcast, but
I think people. It's like the divisiveness, and
well,
it's just not healthy. It's not fun. We're sick of it, and
people
I
are
think people are
addicted
trying.
to it.
Some are, but
Well, you know what? I think sorry, I'll let you finish.
No, some people are addicted to that stuff, but I think that numbers are going down. And plus, there's so many guys on Twitter now, funny comedians, who are going, I just want to log off. I don't want to be
Yeah.
on here
Yeah,
anymore.
it's
Like they're
like-
just leaving.
polarizing.
Because I mean, it's like Twitter for comedians at least. It started and not to be like it started out this way.
Well, it
but
was
it's
like a
it's
joke
just
dumpster.
Jokes. It was
Yeah.
just for jokes.
It was silly
and it's
stuff.
fun. That's how that's where a lot of the quote Twitter comedians came from. It's just like joke,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you read through your timeline now, and it's like
Everyone's just trying to like be
political
a
thing,
warrior,
thing,
and it's
horrible
like-
thing, horrible thing.
Some of the
and
most
then-
famous comedians, they have the most unfunniest Twitters of all time. It's just politics.
Well, sometimes
politics,
I'll
politics.
look through and I'll like think of just a stupid dumb thing that I want to tweet, and I look at my timeline and it's like people might get mad at me for
Yeah,
not
are they gonna
commenting
call
on
me
the
tone
yeah,
deaf?
exactly.
And it's like-
just like oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably not. So I
Twitter-
just don't tweet.
I got into Twitter because it was my favorite app. It was like, for me, that was a little source of checking out, getting
Now
on
it's
there,
like-
seeing everyone's silly jokes, and now,
now
it's
that's
like,
Instagram for me.
and now it like, yeah, people are starting to post screenshots of their angry tweets, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I want like an escape.
To me,
from the
Twitter
bad
was
news.
fun.
yeah.
I was on, MySpace. I do some photos. I did a little Facebook.
Oh, you had a great MySpace back in the day.
You remember it?
Oh yeah, of course. I tried to mimic a couple of them when I was like, I like
never had a MySpace.
you
You
position.
Try to
photos-
mimic, or are you the F Jerry guy?
Briefly.
No, but no, you had a great MySpace because you were working on a Best Damn Sports Show, so you had all the photos of you and the famous people. It was really cool.
You got a lot of good photos at
who
Best
was
Damn
in your
Sports
top
Show.
8?
I think Zach was.
Yeah.
I'd move it around. I forget who was in there.
Tom.
Power moves.
But I would be on Twitter. I'd have fun on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I had my little.
Or you were.
I had
Brody
problems
is
on
Brody,
Twitter.
right? Didn't you?
I had all things Brody.
All things
actually.
Brody. That's when I started following you.
I was All Things
Oh,
Brody.
that's
Yep.
interesting.
Now we're at All Things
Brody.
Comedy.
Did they gank it? Should I go get Al Magical?
I mean, they may have plagiarized it, but I was All Things Brody.
Yep.
And then when I had my little quote unquote incident, I went
I
off my
remember
meds
The
I
cold
remember
turkey.
incident.
that. I
Brody
remember that.
got a gun.
But I didn't have a gun.
On Twitter. He just said.
I think she was just having fun.
he just said it on Twitter.
Allegedly.
I never. Let me tell you what. When I was off my meds,
'Cause I
cold turkey.
remember that.
I was
around
never had a gun.
How long had you been off your meds when the incident happened?
Maybe like a week.
Oh, okay.
Because I went to, we're talking about international travel.
Right.
So I was actually wanting to go, I was going to Dublin.
Yeah.
So I had my HBO. What happened over there?
Enjoy it. You had
Show.
you
Okay.
had enjoy
So
it.
I shot the pilot.
You had done Conan.
We did I did it. This was after.
Oh,
Conan.
right,
This
right.
was before Conan.
Okay.
So I did a 15-minute pilot, and HBO. Yes, Eric, you're gonna come. Whenever I get started on something, this guy frickin' comes in. What?
HBO.
I didn't tell you to stop. I was switching out with Chad.
What now?
It's a 30-minute warning.
All right.
30-minute warning.
Do I need a 30-minute warning? I don't think we need 30-minute warnings. Can we get rid of the 30-minute
How
warnings?
about a 15-minute warning?
Sure.
Okay, we'll start with a 15-minute warning.
But how about eliminate warning?
Okay, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Or whatever.
Warning
Yes.
is triggering for you?
So is Chad
It's
leaving
negative
now? Did we say
language.
goodbye to Chad?
Chad, you can get back in there, and Eric, why don't you sit in for a second? What are they saying in the YouTube? Are you on the YouTube chat?
I am.
What are they saying?
Um,
I think it's a good podcast.
I think this
been
is
fun.
It's been
This is
good.
a great podcast.
Is it really?
Are they making fun of my outfit?
I always like talking to you.
you did have a good comment earlier. So I'll have to scroll all the way back.
Who
down.
did?
Oh,
He has to scroll for the good
one
comment.
good comment.
No,
What
they-
are we
they
on
said something
my
about our
Amazon
outfit.
wish list page?
Oh, about my outfit?
Yeah,
Oh.
Nice.
I think it's fine.
It's nice.
No,
Thank
it
you.
is nice.
I'm trying to embrace my fashion.
Were you at the Kavanaugh hearings,
I'm the new judge.
Judge?
I live at the corner of Judgment. Okay.
It's a cross between 80s mall wear and 90s Jane Fonda workout wear.
I'm into it.
There you go.
That's
Let's
from
get
Latina.
physical,
That's
huh?
from Latina. She's
Hey,
on
she's
fire. She's on
Latina.
fire today.
She's on everything.
Ah, hello,
the second
Latina. You're
comment.
my favorite.
Latina.
So
Here's to you.
I'll explain because
Yeah,
we did.
please, yeah.
This involves going to another country like
Yeah.
Edinburgh.
Exactly.
Maybe it could happen
Connection.
again. So I did my 15-minute pilot, which was based off my sister and myself reconciling for my mother's 80th birthday.
Right.
That was the gist of this pilot, and within that, you see a little comedy, you see a little interaction between me and my sister, and then you see some stuff with me and my mom, and that deal. So we shot like the 15-minute pilot. HBO liked it,
Yep.
and they said,
Yay.
why don't we do 6 15-minute episodes on HBO Go?
Right.
Hooray.
Okay, great. So got that, and then I was lined up to go to Montreal Comedy Festival,
Just for laughs.
just for laughs,
JFL.
and this festival in Dublin, Ireland.
Yep.
So they were kind of like back to back. So I had like 12 days,
Because
and
this is July, I believe, right?
something like that. Yeah. And it was like 2011, I think it was.
This leads to a question from YouTube. Buddy C wants to know: are you going to be going to Skankfest
I'd like to, but
2019?
I want to go too. Tell them that you
Yeah.
want us there.
I should go. I would like to go to
let's all go
Skankfest.
to
I'm
Skankfest.
submitting this week.
You're submitting?
Yeah, because they're doing the free submissions, which is
Skankfest
very
Why
is
not?
cool.
fun.
Why not?
Get
I'd like
in
to get in
there.
there.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to Skankfest. I think it would be.
Skankfest
I'll
is a
host
fun- yeah.
Naked Roast Battle if they bring me back.
Is that what they had last time?
They did a Naked
That's
Roast Battle.
awesome.
And they
Naked
asked
Roast
me
Battle.
to host it last minute, and I panicked and said no. But
You
now
would do
I'll
it in full nude?
full nude.
No way.
Pussy out.
You'd have
wow.
pasties.
No way.
Really?
Deal with my weird boobs. It's not my problem. I don't have to look at them.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Skankfest, you heard it here first.
There you go.
It's called Skankfest. Whatever. Burn a cigarette on me. Who cares? It'll be like
Big
my
J's,
childhood.
that's Big J, right?
Big J Okerson,
Yeah, Big J and Louis J. Gomez.
Yeah.
All right. So let me just
Yeah.
flash back to this because you mentioned the gun. 6 15-minute episodes. It's going to happen, and my friends or agents and managers, aren't you excited? I mean, yeah, I'm all right. You know, I just was kind of even keel about it, and they're saying you got to take a victory lap. You got to feel good about it. Celebrate. Okay, you know. And then I'm going to Ireland. I'm thinking, all right, well, maybe I could drink some beer in Ireland. So I was on 20 milligrams of Lexapro, and then I felt like, okay, I read up if you want to drink some beer, just cut back a little bit, go down to 10 milligrams. So I went down to 10 milligrams, and I went to Ireland, and I had a couple beers, but not getting hammered or anything, and I was fine. My shows were good. I was feeling fine, and I was at 10 milligrams.
Happy.
Happy, no problem. Tim and Eric were there. I think Reggie Watts,
Love those
Tig
guys.
Notaro,
The best.
Nick Thune. It was fun.
It's a good
and I had
fest.
good shows,
Yeah.
Yay.
and I enjoyed myself. So then I flew directly from Dublin to Montreal. And the first day I was feeling good in Montreal on my 10 milligrams, and then I got hit with a flu. Really,
no.
the next day just knocked me out, super sick,
Travel bug.
whatever it was. And I went to the festival doctor, and he said that I had strep throat. And I couldn't even swallow.
no.
I was bedridden. I had to cancel a TV taping thing in Montreal.
Oh, my
Oh, that's
God.
devastating.
I was bedridden, and I couldn't even swallow. And so I didn't even take the med that day. I was taking nothing for 2 days. I couldn't even swallow. I was just out of it. And then he put me on the Z-Pack, this antibiotic. He says, you'll feel better. And you know what? And the next day, I did feel better.
That's good.
And I felt like, okay, I'm in the clear. I'm feeling good. And then I said to myself, I don't even think I need the med anymore, my medication.
Classic
Too-
move.
Too cocky.
Too
My
cocky.
mom does it all the
Cocky.
time.
So
I
then
don't need this. I'm fine.
I did my shows, and I was had good shows. I
Yeah.
was high energy, good shows. And then when I came back to LA,
you crashed.
no, I didn't crash.
No?
No, I didn't crash.
No?
I
Came back to LA.
came back to LA,
Riding high.
good festivals. TMZ wanted me to host TMZ.
What?
Because I hosted TMZ because Harvey. They were I was on TMZ a couple
right,
times,
yeah.
and
That's
they
right.
wanted me to
I remember
host it,
that.
have Brody host it. So then I came back, and then people who saw me, they go, Brody, what's wrong? You're not acting yourself. And I go, I'm happy. I have a show going out. I'm in a good mood. People told me to be in a good mood. I was in a good mood.
People were worried about you because you were in a good mood?
Pretty much.
That
They
That
weren't
happens-
used
I
to
mean,
it.
that happens a lot when people are
With comedians?
overly happy and somebody not overly happy, but just in a good mood and not immediately just
Yeah,
what's
I've had that.
wrong? What's wrong with you? It's
You can
nothing.
watch the videotape of Brody when they have an interview with him on the Enjoy It, and you can physically and mentally see that he's in a different place.
Is he manic?
Yeah, a little
You know,
manic.
were you,
in
like,
that.
manic?
The one video where you're outside of the.
Well, that's
I
mean,
love
I want to
writing
hear
that.
the rest of your.
Are you saying in the middle of something?
No, I'm saying it was in the show. They showed the one video where you're with Howard Kramer and you're outside of a food mart or something.
Yeah.
And you can tell that there's something different about you.
Oh,
Yeah, I was off
at the
my
time.
meds and I was pushing it.
But I think that's
Right.
what the people saw. They saw that version of you as opposed
Just
to
high
always
energy.
Brody. They saw that one version and they got scared, even though that was just one time or two times. They-
Correct.
Yeah.
They got scared.
Right.
Scared, right? So
But that's because they care about you.
Okay, yes, I'm not saying they don't care. So people were freaking out. And then I would somebody said, how are you doing? Maybe I'll go see you. One of my friends said, maybe I'll go see you at he goes, what are you doing? I go, I'm going to go get something to eat. I go, maybe I'll meet you there. And then I went there. He wasn't there. Not that I got stood up. And I came back, and they called the cops on me.
Why? What?
Because they thought I was
they
I
called
was
the
doing
cops on you.
Yes.
Wait, just because you were high energy and
Maybe I'll meet
were you
there.
in a full blown
You gotta call the
manic
cops on this
episode?
guy.
No,
What?
I was just being up, and I was up and excited.
Yeah,
But
that's hard.
And they called the cops on me, And I don't know if it was before or after. I said, why don't you guys just leave me alone? I got a gun. But I didn't have a gun.
Right.
I was saying,
Did
like,
you use the emoji or did you say gun?
I don't remember. I may have used
You
it.
were
Was the
just
gun emoji a
lashing
thing
out.
then?
Yeah.
I
it
was lashing out.
because you were frustrated.
Yeah, these guys are like coming down on me.
Right.
And it's like, I'm just having a good time. So
Yeah.
that.
But without your meds, saying like people may have known that you were off your meds, and you just leave me alone. I got a gun. That spirals out. Just like, oh my God, Brody's in
right.
over his head.
But I would have liked to have, like, maybe if they, like, knocked on my door or something. But to call the cops, that just, like, got me going anymore. Like,
Oh,
got
yeah, well,
me
because
going
you're,
more.
I mean, the idea
they
of being
called
like
the cops
5150
before or
or
after you
something
said
is...
you had the gun.
I forget, but I want to say probably, I don't know if it was, like, before or after.
Okay.
I forget.
You got some
Didn't they
good
bust
material
down the
out of
door?
What's that?
Didn't they bust down your door?
Yeah. And this is, like,
That's crazy.
they were, like, my friends are, like, following me.
Yeah.
And they were just trying to set it up to, like, take me to a hospital. Whereas, like, I could have just gone on a vacation, to be
Right.
honest.
You're
or,
like, I could have just, if someone had been like, let's just go take a break. Let's go to a...
right. I could have, like, said, let's take a break and, like, maybe you should, like, get back on your med or something.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. So when they, like, banged on my door, I couldn't believe it. I was, like, I was in my shower.
Yeah.
And these guys, like, barged, these police,
That's
like,
terrifying.
like 7 cops in my apartment. They threw me down, handcuffed me. And they were, like, rude to me, wouldn't, like, even give me my clothes to wear. And I knew what was going. I go, I'll go. I'm not fighting it.
Right.
But can I at least put some clothes on? I
Yeah.
don't touch men's clothes. I go,
Well, were you naked?
yeah.
You're in the shower.
I was in the shower and I
I
noticed
don't touch men's clothes. Like, were you going to touch my dick then?
touch-
Like, what do you...
they were, all I know is that, yes, my friends cared about me, but I think calling the cops just kind of like,
It wasn't the right...
They cared in the wrong way.
calling the cops like up the ante on me. And yes, I was being combative in, like, at Starbucks. I went into Starbucks.
Sorry, that's a funny sentence.
Yeah, I went-
Yes, I was being combative at a
in Starbucks,
I
which
went-
is why he's got gift cards to Coffee Bean now.
Yeah.
So
No, because I was like making connections.
Yeah.
You know,
feeling
it's
the energy.
feeling the energy, right?
You've
Yeah.
always done that, but without the meds to
Without the
regulate.
meds to regulate, exactly.
You know what? I wonder, too, because you're kind of a big guy, if that makes it seem more intimidating.
That too.
How
How,
Because
how
I
tall
think-
are you? You're like 6'4",
6'2".
6'2"?
Because I have to be, like, really out of my mind for someone to be like, are you okay? Like, no one takes me seriously because I'm
Yeah.
so small, so I can just bounce off the walls, and they're like,
When you're a bigger person,
But-
it's like,
Yeah.
they're like,
harder.
ah.
But part of this was me going to these Starbucks and picking up energy from, like, these screenwriter guys.
Yeah.
Because I was hosting
bitterness.
I was hosting TMZ.
Yeah.
I was in The Hangover. I had to deal with, the show with HBO, and you see these guys on their laptops, like, being negative energy. And I remember the one guy I walked in, I go, hey, are you wearing a Dodger hat? I got a Dodger shirt. We got similar shoes. And he was like blowing me off. I go, why are you being a jerk? I'm just being a nice guy.
Now, did you know this? You just saw the
Did you know
Dodger
this
hat,
person?
and you were just trying to make
I was
a
just being
connection.
friendly.
I feel
But
like in
so-
LA, people get thrown off by friendliness.
People get thrown off by that. But so, like, now, had you been on your medication, you probably would have just seen that negative energy that he was throwing your way, just like, I don't want to talk to you.
probably wouldn't even
and
said
probably
anything.
just like, whatever. But because you were riding high, not regulated, that
You're like, I'm going to
blow
confront
off.
this.
Were you smoking weed at the time?
probably
yeah.
set you off that you maybe wouldn't have done if
Yeah.
you would have
And
been
then
on
it happened. Yeah,
medication.
and then it happened in another Starbucks too. But these are all like Studio City. These are like writer types,
The
actor
trail of
types.
cold brew.
Yeah,
So when I walked in there, I could pick up like their energies. Like,
Yeah.
who is this guy? Because I was feeling confident.
yeah.
Because they told me, take a victory lap, feel good. So I'm feeling good. And you go in there and you could tell like these character actors or whatever, like giving me negative energy.
Well, that's the thing. Like Jessica Michelle was saying, is that in LA, people don't really talk to strangers.
Yeah,
It's
so I
like-
feel like
so
anytime
that was
someone
probably
talks to
they're
me, I
thrown
go
off.
on guard.
Like, what is going
Yeah.
on? What are
Which
you
is
doing?
so sad
Why are
because-
you saying that?
Yeah, like in my hometown, totally normal. Hey, how are
same,
you?
Same here.
But when someone does it here, I'm like, am I about to be murdered?
I had to train myself to stop giving people nods down the street.
Yeah.
Because I would do that, like, or waving at people as we pass each other. At, because I'm from Minnesota. Everybody's hey, what's going on? How you doing? But you don't do that in LA.
I call it putting on your sunset blinders. So if you're on Sunset Boulevard, you just have blinders on and you just walk.
Yeah.
Anyone, because I feel like anytime I say hi to someone, they're like, "What do you want from me?"
What?
Yeah. So that got me in trouble. I was like, just, and then when they called the cops at the Starbucks, I got handcuffed there, and I just told them a situation. I go,
You got handcuffed at Starbucks was
Yep.
that after the
I
shower?
was detained there too. That was before. The shower was the final one.
Yeah.
But I got detained at Starbucks, and I said, yeah, these guys, the cops came to my house last night too. I said, it was so-and-so. And that's what kind of like just
How many times did you gotten detained? Was it just the two or
the two.
just the two?
What about
I got detained.
Raul and
I got detained at the Karate Kid mural. That was like a few years ago. That was
it the Cobra Kai? Was it the?
I got detained at the Karate Kid mural.
yeah. That you know what
I
happened
got
with that?
aggressive at a Starbucks.
That
I
should
got
be on a
detained.
shirt or a coffee cup.
But you know what
You
happened
should
with
make
that?
coffee cups that say I was detained at a Starbucks.
Yeah.
I should, right?
Got a little
That could be
aggressive at a
merch. That could be
Starbucks.
merch. No, the Karate Kid one it was like a Tuesday night, and I had the night off, and I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll drive to the Comedy Store. And I was doing Periscope, so I put
Yeah.
the Periscope on my dashboard. And so I was
So your
driving.
Periscope followers saw.
Yeah, up until like the flashing lights. So I was like, I was up at Ventura, and I go, you know what? Let me just cruise down Ventura instead of taking Laurel Canyon over the hill. So I said, I'm going to take a little tour of Ventura for the Periscope, and I'm driving down Ventura from Laurel Canyon to Encino, and I knew that the Karate Kid mural was there at the Floyd's Barbershop
Yeah.
or whatever. So I said, I'm going to show them that. So I'm just driving down Ventura, and then I park. It's on a little side street off Ventura,
Right.
and I park, and I'm showing the mural, and then next thing you know, you see like these cop cars coming behind me.
Whoa.
Now, why-
I'm parked
No, why did they?
Did they say
tell you
why
why?
they?
because they said that it was an Israeli market, I guess, and they thought I was breaking into it. That even though I was parked.
Oh, because of where you were parked.
I mean, I was parked I don't think I was
They-
parked in it was like 11 o'clock at night,
So
maybe.
like a store owner called the cops on you.
right.
Oh, okay.
Said like
Okay.
somebody's out
So
there.
it was just suspicious.
You kind of look
Suspicious
Arab.
looking.
Yeah, maybe that too. So
Were you wearing a black hat like that?
similar
Yeah,
to what I'm
that's-
wearing
That you
now.
look like you're gonna
Yeah.
rob somewhere.
Well, there you go.
It's that
It's
hat.
dark at night. It was at
15,
night.
15 minutes.
It was at
Yeah.
night, and they had like 7 or 8 police cars, helicopter, and they got on the.
That's jarring.
Yeah, they got on the
Yeah.
thing like, let's see your arms, exit the
That's
car,
so traumatizing.
back up, lie
Jeez.
down on the pavement. Like when you see the end of a high-speed chase,
Yeah.
that's what happened to me.
Wow.
And they came
Whoa.
up, they handcuffed me, and I go, I'm just
Were
a
you able to
comedian.
explain?
I said, I'm just a comedian. I go,
You're like, I
call
was
the
just-
Comedy Store. I go, I'm at night off. I'm just filming the Karate Kid mural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one of the cops was saying, you smell like alcohol. I don't even like drink.
What?
Probably because he was smelling the alleyway.
And then a couple,
like, yeah.
cops like recognized me. They go, this guy's, he's an actor. Like I go, yeah,
Yeah.
You're like, I play a cop in a movie.
Officer Fultz.
Loserville.
yeah. I said I'm an actor. I go, I'm just filming the Karate Kid mural.
That's so traumatizing though, to have like a
So
ton of cops like
freaky.
swarm on you, and you're like,
Yeah.
what?
That's what happened. They-
Especially LAPD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people they've shot
They're-
for no reason.
Oh,
so I was
horrifying.
face down on
Ass up.
on
That's the way.
the street
That's the way the
at
cops beat
night,
ya.
and helicopter ahead, 7 or 8 police cars behind me. And they came up, they put their like knee in my back, handcuffed me, picked me up, and I go,
Jesus.
I'm just a comedian. I go, I'm filming the Karate Kid mural.
That's sad.
And then one guy
They brought
goes,
you down to the station.
you smell like you're on alcohol. I go, I didn't drink any alcohol. And no, they didn't. They were like looking at me. You have any
They
like,
let you go there.
yeah, but they talked. I was
Yeah.
there for I was detained for like 10, 15
Yeah.
minutes.
That's
Wow.
insane.
And a couple of the cops, I could see they recognized me. I go, and they said, yeah, this guy's a comedian. And I go, that's all I'm doing. And they said, well, we got a call from the
Store
store that a break-in was happening.
You're like, and you brought 7 cars?
And a helicopter.
Is there nothing going on in the city of Los Angeles that?
So that happened.
Burbank's protected.
So
Yeah.
that was like a traumatic experience, but I just like sat there and took. What can you do? I just didn't
Yeah.
want to get like shot, like
That's
like he's
traumatic.
moving or sending the
If
dogs.
They're that fidgety. If you did anything like.
For periscoping a Karate Kid mural.
Yeah.
That's what I
Lesson
got.
learned,
Whoa.
kids.
Near an
Stay
Israel,
off
but it's
social media, kids.
near an Israeli market that does have a big play on it. Especially
possible.
with terrorism.
I mean,
It's possible, but that happened. That was like after all my problems. But when the Starbucks one, where I said the guy, "Oh, I'm wearing the same shoes," they called the cops, and I got handcuffed there, and I just basically told them what was going on, and they let me go.
What was the
this-
escalation?
This is a good question. Sorry to interrupt you, Brody. Did the cop ask you to do your scene from The Hangover?
I did my scene from the Hangover.
That's
But the
so
one
great.
cop,
Sorry
when
to
they came to my house, the first time, when my friend, there was two cops because I was walking in to the front door, and then I see these cops there, and they go, "Hey, I go." They said, "Are you Brody or something?" I forget, and I said, and I go, they go, we got a call from so and so. Says, "Do you want to hurt anybody or hurt yourself?" I go, "No. I'm happy." Well, I go, "Why would I want to do it? I just hosted TMZ. I'm doing well.
Right.
I'm excited. And then you're not cutting yourself or anything." I go, "No." He goes, "Okay." I go, I'm good." And then there was a black cop and a white cop. And the black guy was talking to him mostly. And you got this white cop, like arms crossed, like looking at me.
Negative energy.
And I go, "Can I talk to this guy?" He goes, "Yeah." I said I was like an actor. I was in The Hangover. I played a cop.
yeah.
And I go, "I do comedy. I'm in a good mood." I told him what happened. I go, "Can I talk to this guy?" He says, "Sure." I go, "Why are you being a jerk to me?"
Oh, shit.
I go,
What you want to say to a cop?
I said, "You got a problem?" I go, "You got a problem because because I'm Jewish." I said, because he had tattoos. I go, I work out with Joe Rogan. I said,
I'm gonna say that if I ever get arrested.
I said,
I work out with Joe Rogan.
I go, "Why don't you?"
okay, I work out with Joe.
I go, "Why don't you take your belt off and meet me out back and fight?" That's what I told
What
him.
you told the cop you're gonna fight him?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Brody, you can't do that.
Brody.
But I asked the cop, "Can I say that? Talk to him," and he
What
said yes.
did
He
he
said,
say?
"Could I
But
talk to
yeah,
him?" But did you say,
not
"Can I
threaten
threaten to
him."
fight him?"
No, I didn't say threat. I go, "You want to fight?"
Yeah,
I'll
that's
fight
a threat.
you.
That's a threat to a police officer still.
No, I asked the cop. I was there. He was laughing. The African American cop
Yeah,
was laughing.
he got that you
Yeah.
were like just playing
Yeah,
around
yeah.
and being like, "What is
Yeah.
your deal, dude?"
Yeah, and you know what? That other cop, because I called him out, he backed down.
That's good.
Good.
That's good. That's
He's
lucky.
probably a dick to work with. Yeah, they could have
lucky.
like.
Because
He's giving me negative energy.
Oh, some cops would
Yeah.
have counted that as like.
as
Insinu- I don't
provocation to incite a fight.
I've noticed
Yeah.
the cops in LA too are more aggressive than like Tampa. The cops are really chill. They're cool. Like if they pull you over, they're nice. They don't aggressively attack you. I've
They
had
don't like
cops
aggressively come up to the window.
here. Yeah, like I've had cops here. Just they're so aggressive and mean. A lot of them are mean.
Yeah.
Well, I asked the cop, I go, "Can I talk to him?" And he said, "Yeah." This is already after I established that I was fine.
Were you in cuffs or no?
No,
Okay.
no cuffs. But I did say, "Why don't you take your belt off and fight me? If you got a problem with me, you want to fight? We'll go out back here."
I
Like,
work out with Joe Rogan.
That's what I said.
I work.
And then the one cop laughed, and that was it. Like they let me go. And then,
That's good.
that's so
That's,
lucky.
that's super lucky. man.
why?
I don't
Because
know.
I mean, just if because you asked the African American cop if you could say something, right?
Yeah.
And then what you said was pretty aggressive.
yeah, it's like.
He was
Yeah.
being aggressive. I called him out on
I
it.
know,
But
but
what I'm
cops can
saying
use that
is
against you. You can't do that. so
Everything
you
you
gotta be
say
careful.
can and will be held against you in the
And-
court
yeah.
of law.
Yeah, that's a good saying.
It
I
so
think I said, "Can I talk to
doesn't
him
matter
off
if
record?"
they
Can I talk to him off record?
Were you like
they
this
can
off
say
record?
yes and they could lie to you. Like,
Well, I'm a good guy.
Well,
It
I'm
didn't
glad you're
happen.
okay.
that's what I'm saying. I'm glad it's okay. It's very lucky that you're okay.
And I enjoyed the show that you made out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
asked the
enjoyed it.
cop.
I
Maybe I
enjoyed
said
it.
off the whatever I said off the record. I
Yeah.
said, "Can I talk to him?" I go, "This guy's being negative. Can I talk to him?" Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Then when I did it, I had a problem in Arizona. That was another time
Raul.
with this guy Raul, and I was in the wrong because it was in Mesa, Arizona, and I went in I checked into a hotel and I did smoke. I'm not going to deny. I did have a marijuana joint and I smoked it.
Yeah.
And the guy banged on the door. Bang, bang, bang. "What's going on? I smell like pot." He said, "You better clean this. You better clean this place out, or I'm going to call the cops." and like threatening. So then I went to, I was going to go like get some fumigation or something, like a spray.
Yeah.
And the guy was like being like hovering around. The guy was being aggressive. Bang. I mean, he's like, then you know what? You just pay. Then I'll just pay the fee.
Yeah, I'll pay the
Right.
fine.
Yeah,
I got to
250
clean it
bucks.
out, or you're going to call
Nah.
the cops on me. That's what they have a smoking fee for then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So he banged on the door, and then I went down to the lobby. I go, this security guard banged on my door, and I did have a marijuana. I'm not denying I did smoke, but
You're allowed to because it's your domicile. You're renting that domicile out. He has no right to, just because he smells it, he can't tell you what you're doing inside your domicile.
Well,
you pay for that.
he banged on the door, and then I went to
crazy.
eat, and I came back, and I went to the lobby. I go, this guy was aggressive with me.
Yeah. That's overly aggressive.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
go, and it was like walking around
Who
the
takes their
lobby.
job that seriously?
People think they have
Who
power.
gives a shit?
So then
Yeah.
I go, can I speak like to a manager or something? And then they said, okay, they'll be here around 11 o'clock. And I waited to like 11 or whatever, like 45 minutes later.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, like cops come in, Mesa police, and they go, so what's going on here? I go, I was in my room, and I did light up a marijuana joint. And a minute later, this guy bangs on the door and threatens me, says like, threatened in a sense like, I'm going to call the cops if you don't clean this up. So he said like, I can clean it up, and he's not going to call the cops. But it was just like, it was a threatening tone.
Right.
And then they said, well, we got it. You were here yelling. I go, yelling? He goes, yelling in the lobby. I go, no, I wasn't. He goes, we got it on camera. You were yelling, right? I go, no, I wasn't.
Let's look at the footage.
And he goes, well,
You were yelling, right?
They're not-
They're like, we have it on camera. You're like, well, look at it.
Look at the footage then.
Yes.
I go, he said,
I was projecting.
they're not comfortable with you staying here. We're going to have to ask you to evicted. I go, do I get a
Jesus.
refund? They go, no, you're going to be, you just kicked, you got to go.
That's crap.
They didn't
So-
give you a refund.
Jesus.
What hotel was this?
It's insane.
Well, it was a
Remember-
Sheraton. So they walked me out.
Are you listening, Sheraton?
Sheridan,
But it-
give Brody his money
No,
back.
well, it worked out better
Okay.
because it worked out. So I went out, I got my bag and my stuff, and they like, you got to like leave the premises. And I walked. I walked off, and then I like called an Uber, and then I went online and I told the Sheraton what happened, and I said I better get a refund
Yeah.
for what
Yeah.
happened, and
Did they?
yes, they called me,
That was good.
and
Good.
I ended up
Very
getting
good.
a refund
All right,
through,
thank you, Sheraton.
Good.
through the Sheraton,
Sheraton, you did
and
the right
through
thing.
Expedia or
Did
whatever
you get like
it
a free
was.
the free
No.
breakfast? The free breakfast next
But
morning?
you could tell, here's the thing. So there were like, I've never, ever, ever had any run-ins with police officers until like those last few years.
Yeah.
So the one in Mesa, they said, you were yelling. I wasn't yelling. So I knew I wasn't. And I just like stayed calm
Right.
and was
As long as you
honest.
Were
Stay
you on your
calm.
meds?
Yeah, that was fine. I wasn't like off my
Yeah.
meds
Brody,
or
we have
I can't
7
tell
minutes.
the timelines.
So I stayed calm there. Same thing with this, the Karate Kid
Karate
mural.
Kid mural is
So
stay
it's like,
calm.
I mean, I could have like been combative, and you got to pick and choose your spots.
Yeah, yeah,
basically.
of course.
Gotta pick your battles.
And with police, it's
But it was
Yeah.
it was unfortunate.
even
I mean,
if you
I'm-
don't battle, you know.
it was
it's-
unfortunate.
It's really hard with
Gosh, that's scary.
cops.
But
well, I'm glad you're okay. That's
Yeah.
traumatizing.
yeah, I went through that, and he had a
That's-
body
that's hard.
cam on. He had a camera on. He
Yeah.
goes, "You were yelling, right?" I go, "Yes, you were." And I go, "No, I wasn't."
He's trying to trap you.
Yeah.
To get you to-
Entrapment.
He's trying to get you to admit to,
A thing you didn't do.
you know,
Did we start the
culpability.
podcast?
So they can say it.
And they're all like, "You can keep your hands out of your pockets." Like they treat you like.
Yeah.
I mean, I get
They
it.
treat you like, I mean, yeah. I get it because it's a hostile work environment, but also cops shouldn't be trained to treat everyone like they're, I don't know what this solution is, honestly, but like,
Better training.
you don't have to come in so hot.
Yeah. I mean,
You're supposed to be serving the community.
The Wire, actually, the show The Wire, they did a lot about how cops should be trained and all that because it was a very political show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a big talk
more
about
training, more.
The Wire. I started watching
How it's
it.
a great
How
show.
do you like it?
It's
Pretty good. I need to get back into it. I
Yeah.
made it through like half the first season.
Nice.
Yeah, the Raul guy, the security guard there, he handled it wrong. He was combative. The Karate Kid mural, maybe wrong place at the wrong time, but the one cop said, "Oh, you smell like you're on alcohol. You smell like a
Yeah, it's
better."
like they're trying to like.
That's another.
They're goading
you
you.
were
Do you guys
yelling.
get
You were yelling.
commissions?
That's another. Like you smell like you've been drinking. That's another. You're yelling, right?
No.
Trying to convince you to trap
Admit to
yourself.
something, yeah.
Entrapment.
yeah.
That's what they were trying to do.
Because
I-
they do have a quota.
Do
Cops do.
they?
Yeah, cops do. I don't know. And some states
I thought
they
just
do.
meter maids had a quota.
No, cops do have quotas too for
For tickets.
So like if you got at the beginning of the month, you don't want to be speeding anywhere because you got a good chance.
Yeah, speeding. I thought it was the end of the month.
Where did Chad
End
go?
of the month, I mean, yeah.
But do you get?
I'll go get them.
do
So
they
into
have
the podcast.
tickets for other things?
Alright.
Is that part of the quota? I guess so.
I heard they were trying
don't
to
know.
get rid of that though.
They should. That's bullshit. And it like makes cops on edge about trying to get a
Yeah.
ticket instead of focusing on
It's
the
like
actual
standardized
crime.
tests.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't work.
I don't
So
know
I'm
if
a
that's
loose
true,
cannon,
though.
I guess.
Yeah, you are, and
You
that's
can
why
be,
we
but
love
that's,
you.
It's not necessarily you react. It's not.
Cannonball.
You're not actively a loose cannon. You react to the energies that are given to you.
Well, what's also hard is if people are used to being a certain way, then you getting healthier, and then people are like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's the other. That happens a lot when it's like, you're different. Yeah, I'm trying to get
I'm trying to
healthier.
make
It's like
myself
I liked you
better.
better. It's like when somebody's like really really fat and they get skinny. He's like, I liked you looked better when you were fatter. And
Yeah,
it's
or like you lose a little weight, and people will be like, "Are you okay?" And it's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I lost weight."
fucking-
Yeah, I had
settle
someone.
yourself.
I was talking about how I was leveling out more because of matcha tea, and it's like a comedian
drink
who I
matcha
work
tea?
with. Yeah, no, but they were like, "Hey, don't get too leveled out, because the fact that you're kind of off the wall is what people like about you." And
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's insane.
"What?"
Chad has left.
It's just crazy. Chad,
No.
Chad.
Chad left.
Yeah, I think so.
Now,
he's
whose
upset.
fault was that, Eric?
That'd be my fault.
I thought it was a pretty good podcast.
It was
I
a great
thought so.
podcast.
I thought it was
I
great.
really enjoyed this. I always
I
like
liked
talking
hearing
to
your
you.
stories.
Yeah.
I like talking to you.
Minimal stand-up talk. I like that. That was good.
Yeah, we steered as clear as we could.
It was good.
I think topics were good.
Topics were solid.
Baseball,
Yeah,
baseball
solid.
They
butts.
were very
Baseball butts was good.
Baseball what?
Butts.
juicy
Her juicy
baseball butts.
Okay, we talked about that.
We did.
I mean, I think you said the line "juicy baseball butts"
I
once.
did.
We rehashed some
I've
of
been
my,
thinking about it the whole
my
time.
troubling times.
We found out
Yeah.
that JMS is going to be at Skankfest hosting the Naked Roast Battle.
I mean, I'm willing to.
She
Putting
wants
it out
to.
there. Putting
We're
it
gonna
out
put
there.
we're gonna put it
I'm
out there.
putting
Go
it
ahead
out
and
into
put
the
it on
universe.
Twitter.
I'm manifesting.
We would all love to do
I need
Skankfest.
something to force me to get into shape.
Yeah, go ahead.
A demand that they let me host Naked Roast Battle.
I
Is
think
Brian
they'd- I think
Moses-
they'd let you.
Well, they asked me last year,
Yeah.
last minute, but I was like, not like this.
Is Brian
Last
Moses in that
minute.
show?
Come on.
I don't know, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna host it swinging off of his big old ding dong.
Ooh. BM.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the podcast. I want to say thank you very much.
I love being here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. I like your phone cover. It reminds me of the pots and pans my best friend's parents had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of does.
That blue with the white.
Not that I know your friend's parents, but it
But have you
does
seen that
remind me
pattern?
of a pan. Yeah,
like
guys
a
were
pots and
really
nice
pans.
close.
Yeah,
homeware.
yeah.
Makes me feel at home. I feel at home with you, Brody. I'm
There you
moving
go.
in.
There you go. That's what a festival of friendship does.
They should put in bunk beds here.
Do you feel like they could experience the echo chamber?
No, I mean I'm not. We're fine right now.
Okay.
You can't, Eric. You can't force stuff.
I wasn't forcing it. I asked a question.
You have to understand. My comedy is organic. You can't like
And
make, can't like make me do or
I
What
felt
is
like I
the
was
Like
echo
my
chamber?
breasts.
I was watering
Nice
the
one.
little seed there. That is.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
Not today.
Can I ask what the echo chamber is?
It's my butthole. Look at this thing. It's never mind.
It's a mood thing for me. Eventually, I'll get back into it.
Okay.
So
Pop, 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 pop,
That's just the
pop,
way it
pop,
goes.
Brody.
You did play one game today, though. You did do sound effects early in the show.
That was during the pre-pod.
That was good.
this pre-pod.
It was
Yeah.
great music.
I like that.
Boop, boop, boop.
Good stuff. Anything you want to promote?
I'll be at the Improv on February 12th.
Enjoyed it.
At 10:15 p.m. Tickets still available. Myself, Dana Gould,
Ooh.
David Keckner. Gonna be a fun show. And then download Story Poker podcast. It's on iTunes. It's going to be a fun show. It's hosted by myself and Omid Singh. And I'm at Jeff Baldinger on Twitter and Instagram.
Jeff Baldinger.
Yay! I have a brand new podcast premiering on Valentine's Day, February 14th. It's called Existential Crisis. It's a relationship, sex, and love advice podcast with me and my ex-boyfriend.
Oh,
Yeah. It's going to get juicy.
juicy.
You can subscribe already on iTunes, and it's there's preview episodes. And I have another podcast, Ignorance is Blessed, and I will be in Nashville on February 20th, the Wednesday. Shit, it's the 20th. 8 p.m., Third Coast Comedy Club. Come see me.
Are you just doing one show?
I'm just doing one nighter. I'm actually going to Nashville for my two best friends are turning 30, so we're doing a big blowout.
Uh-huh.
So I coupled in a show.
Nice.
I'm coming in a day early and doing a show.
Have you played there before?
I have. I've done the Zanies there.
Nashville's
It's fun.
fun.
Nashville's a
Nashville's
fun
a
city.
lot of
Never
fun,
really
yeah.
been. I passed through it one night.
You gotta
Nashville's
go.
good, yeah.
It's
You'd
fun.
have a great time
Do you like
there.
country music? You don't have to.
I do.
But
Music in general.
music in
Nashville.
general, like if you go down Broadway Street, just
Yeah.
every bar has live bands. You can go on different floors, and there's different kinds of music. It's beautiful.
What
Nashville Predators game, hockey butts.
the venue that you're playing? What is it?
It's called Third Coast Comedy Club.
Oh, it's a comedy club.
Yeah. I haven't played there before. I saw it once because it's in the same facility where they have this like Jack Daniel's store and this really cool restaurant. But they do a lot of. It looks like they do a lot of sketch and improv too. So it's all the things.
So you'll get your fans out there.
Hopefully, they better come. I get enough people asking when I'm coming back to Nashville. If you know what's gonna happen.
You in Nashville? Go see
They're gonna
Jessica
ask the
Michelle
week later,
Singleton.
when are you coming to Nashville?
Yeah.
So hopefully, Nashville fans, my little tiny cloud of fans.
Eric, do you have anything?
Got a question on YouTube. Why does Eric do this show? Just quit. So I got some good positive feedback. Like,
Why
got
do you
on
do
your-
the show? Are they
Because-
saying like, are you getting abused and you should quit?
No.
That's the way I take
That's
it.
the only negative comment in the whole thing. But
Well,
I
then
just
why
want-
would you bring that up?
Because we were doing the negative comments earlier about you, so I felt like, why not have
Well,
one
we
about
weren't.
me?
That was just Chad.
That was just Chad. So if I was taking the Chad seat and I was
But that's like saying,
shooting it back at
but
myself.
I could take it like, why am I being, you could say like, I'm not being a nice guy to you. Why do you do the show? Just
Oh,
quit.
they were talking about me.
They were roasting him.
Right. they
Are
were-
you
Kinda
sure?
roast-
Yes.
Yeah.
How do
yes.
you know?
Because of the way I said. Why does Eric do this show? Just quit.
That's what I'm saying.
But you
No,
could say that.
I see how you're taking it, but I
You
think
could.
But I
I
think
see how he's-
I think it's. Why does Eric even like? It's like, well, he doesn't even know what he's doing.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
out
yeah.
of here.
Yeah.
Get the f out of here.
I don't. I'm not. I think.
But I
that's
also see the way that you're saying it. Where
that's
it's
the
like,
problem. Exactly. Go ahead.
You're
Jeffrey.
getting abused. Like from the perspective of what Brody's saying is like you're getting abused. Why don't you just quit? Why are you taking the abuse?
So it makes
It's
me
not a-
look.
it's
why
not
are you
abuse.
doing? Why
Yeah,
are
but
you
that's how they
doing-
could see it.
That's
Is
how they
it
can
abuse?
see
That's
it.
why I don't like getting
It's
irritated.
comedy.
I know. I understand, Eric, but that's why I don't like getting irritated because it makes me look like a bad guy. Yeah, it's funny here and there, but then you're going to get people who are
I
going.
think this person gets it.
How do
I
you
don't-
know?
By the way they said it, but I think that most people who don't get that it's comedy, then they're going to be that way. But it's comedy.
It is
My
comedy.
character is a
Is
punching
it
It's
still
bag.
comedy.
abuse if you come?
It's
Huh?
comedy,
Hey, yo.
but you
It's
know
the
what?
best type of abuse.
I've done enough.
Yay.
Look at my special. People didn't get it, and I got tons of negativity. When I would first do the Death Squad podcast, all I would get is negative stuff because I was treating a podcast like a live performance, having fun, and they didn't get it. So it was like, Brody sucks.
do what
He's an
makes you
a-hole.
happy.
Yeah.
He's right. And were you
happy
I-
today?
Yes, I was happy, but
That's good.
when I'm happy is not having. I don't like controversy. I don't like the ball busting really because it's I just don't want to come off as a bad guy.
It's a lot of negativity.
No, you're not coming off as a bad guy.
How do you know that?
He loves getting his ball busted.
You're
by
yelling
Brody.
at him about coming off as a
All-
bad guy. Take a
All
breath.
in good fun.
All in
He
good
said that?
fun.
And then somebody said that that's Chad.
Chad.
That's Chad.
That the Nitso guy, the guy who made the comment, is Chad. So there we go. Problem.
Take a breath. Everything's great and beautiful.
And by the way,
happy.
great comments today. Thank you for watching on
Lots of
YouTube
people.
Live.
Yeah, thank you,
Festival of
guys.
Friendship.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Thank
Please
you.
subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, like, go comment, go watch
Rate
all
and
of
review
them.
the show.
Yeah.
iTunes too. Go to
Positivity.
iTunes and do that too, because
It's a festival of friendship. And if you want to see a live festival of friendship, Make a comment. Say that you
Say
would go
what
see
city
a
you live
live
in,
Festival
so Brody
of
knows
Friendship.
where all his fans
Yeah,
are.
there you go.
Check it out.
Give
Yeah.
shout outs on Twitter, and then
Enjoy
also
it. Push.
go
Believe.
to the dojo of Comedy. Brody and I were there last night. We did a show and an open mic. The show was a little bit light, but it's a fun little place.
How
right,
many
Brody?
nights a week are they doing comedy?
This week will be light just because of the end of the Super Bowl and all that, and Valentine's Day coming up. Next week they'll start pumping out a bunch of shows. Probably 5 next week.
There's no
5
show-
days
no
with
show
2
tonight?
shows per night. No show tonight. No.
All right. Well, yeah, I had a good time there.
Yeah, it was fun last night.
Thank you, All Things Comedy. Thank you, Emma. Thank you to my guests. Thank you, Chad. Thank you to everybody. My name is Brody. We'll see you next week. I'm cranking out the content, and that's what we're doing. Enjoy it. Yes. See you soon.